The Crimson Thorn is one of the first transcendent seeds that we have seen inside a Roblox Grow a Garden, making it one of the best fruits that you can actually grow inside of the game. Better than the Bone Blossom, better than the Candy Blossom, and better than anything that you can think of. So in this video, I actually grew the Crimson Thorn, and I decided to challenge myself to see if I could actually get every single mutation on this thing to see how much it would be worth. So make sure to watch through this entire video because the end will actually shock you with the amount that this thing sold for. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And also, we do have the new pet. I went ahead and just did this where I skipped all of the tiers in the past so we could get this new pet, the Misuchi. I believe that's how you say it. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and plant the Crimson Thorn. We're also going to go ahead and move this. This is my carrot here with the shock mutation with some extra mutations on it. However, we have all these mutations over here. We AFK'd for like 24 hours during the admin events, so we got a ton of mutations. We also even have the rainbow mutation up here, so we're just going to use our Spino today to move that over, and we're going to save some time with a lot of our pets. And we have a ton of other mutations done that we can save time getting today, so that should help us out a lot. So we have this carrot here. We're going to use our Raiju in a second, but first thing we're going to do is actually spawn in these mandrakes here, and we're going to spawn in... Oops, that's a mandrake seed. We're spawning our mandrakes. Apple gazelle. We're going to spawn some mandrake seeds in right here. We're going to go ahead and drop down an advanced sprinkler right over these. Grab some watering cans, which, by the way, apparently there's super watering cans now. How? Oh, that's what... Wow, the super watering can is very fast. Okay, that's actually crazy. All right, but anyways, let's go ahead and watering can these mandrakes here with the advanced sprinkler. Wow, that's a big mandrake we just got. Never seen one that big. That's kind of crazy. All right, we're gonna pick these up though. Try to get the rot mutation done. There we go. We got the rot mutation applied to a sugar apple, so we're good there. We're gonna now go ahead and spawn in a couple of my sugar apples here. We have a grow all tool we're gonna go ahead and use and just go ahead and grow all with this. And our apple gazelle is... actually looks a little different. Did he get a new texture? Or no, his apple's gone. That's why. All right, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and boost him, though, with a toy here. And we're going to go ahead and pick these up and attempt to get the warp mutation done. All right, we actually did not get the warp mutation from that. So let's go ahead and try it again. Bro, we usually have warp by now. What is going on? All right, well, I guess I'll use this one. And if not, we'll use our main account to start growing all because something is not right here. All right, I guess we'll just keep trying because I don't know why I cannot get a warp mutation today.
2 seconds later.
All right, well, apparently looking in the Discord server, the warp mutation is broken right now. So I just spent like 1,000+ Robux to try and get it, and we're not able to get it. So I guess it's actually broken. People are reporting in the Discord that it is not working. So I guess we're not going to be getting warp mutation today, which is unfortunate. But all right, we're going to go ahead and move on then. Sorry that I'm not getting warp today, but we have some extra ones anyways that we can apply instead of warped, so it should be fine. But anyways, from there, let's go ahead and just reclaim these sugar apple trees then, and we picked up all those pets, and then let's go ahead and get a big Crimson Thorn to grow in. Now I got to pick up these ones that have grown in. So this thing's actually pretty cool. It's like a staircase. You can literally just climb this thing all the way to the top, so it's pretty insane. I don't know if this is a bigger one or if these can be smaller, bigger. I think it's got to be about this size, but we actually have a rainbow one there, but we do have rainbow mutations down there that we're gonna use our Spino smooth over, so that's fine. And all right, this one's clear, so now we can go ahead and get our sprinklers ready. So let's go ahead and just get these done here. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a Grandmaster sprinkler, Master, Godly, Advanced, and Basic. There we go. So that way we can get some big Crimson Thorns in here. And then we're also going to spawn in some Mooncats. So let's go ahead and spawn in quite a few Mooncats here. And let's go ahead and spawn in one Triceratops to speed up some progress. All right, so we just gotta wait for a big Crimson Thorn now. And once we get one, we can actually go ahead and just start applying mutations to it because we already have rainbow done over here. So we do not need to use our butterfly today. We do not need to use our queen bee. We also have oil, so we don't need to use junk bot. We already have ceramics, so we don't need to use the jackalope. We already have plasma, so we don't need to use the peach wasp. We already have tempestuous, so we don't need to use the pterodactyl. Now we do have meteoric, but we don't have molten, so we'll have to use the lobsters for just a little bit, but not for too long. But anyways, it looks like we're good. Our mooncats are stacking up nicely on our Crimson Thorn here. We have some sprinklers going, so hopefully we can get a pretty big Crimson Thorn to grow in and then start getting some mutations on it. I'm excited to see the price of this thing. I believe it's going to be worth a lot of money, so we should be good. All right, we are back, and yeah, we got some pretty big Crimson Thorns here, dude. These things are humongous. Now I don't even know which one is our biggest one. It's kind of hard to tell because of how big these are, but I think this gold one up here seems to be the biggest out of all of them. Oh wait, no, I think it's this one right here, this one at the bottom. Let me do a quick stud check here. This one has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and a half. And this one on the end here has 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, yeah, never mind. So I think this one's actually the biggest, the gold one up there. All right, well, okay. It looks like we have our picks. I'm going to go ahead and favorite this one real quick and then harvest the rest of them. All right, so now this one up here is ready to go and it's favorited, and that way we won't accidentally pick it up or anything. So we can go ahead and start getting some stuff done here. So I'm gonna go ahead, and we already actually have chocolate done on one of these sugar apples over here. So I'm actually gonna save the chocolate spray that I have, and here comes my kitsune, by the way, and it's going to apply which chakra version? Okay, just regular chakra, that's fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply pollinated, and we don't need to do chocolate because we already have it. So I will do a honey glazed sprinkler. Here it is, so we can get honey glazed on that. And then over here, my main account, I'm going to go ahead and apply some sprays here. And since we already have the shock mutation over there and tempestuous and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and only have to apply the cloud touch mutation, the glimmering mutation, and luminous. And there we go. This thing is looking nice. We have a couple mutations added to it already, and our Spinos will really take over in a little bit and move a lot of the stuff over. And we can go ahead and start using some of our guaranteed pets and getting those mutations done. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up all these Mooncats, and let's go ahead and get down the list here. So first off is our Raiju. Gonna go ahead and spawn him in so we can get the static mutation done and out of the way. I'm also gonna spawn in our lemon line for the brain rot mutation, the golden goose for the fortune mutation, corrupt kitsune for corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra, and the cockatrice for the toxic mutation. We're also gonna go ahead and spawn in our phoenix here for the flaming mutation. We can go ahead and spawn in the spriggan for the blue mutation. Let's do the swan, and then before we do the spriggan, let's actually bring out our new friend here, the Mizuchi, which we have a rainbow one from paying through the premium pass. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn this guy in, which can actually give us the new Azure mutation. This says when selling fruits with Azure, there's a 12% chance that a random mutation from that fruit will be applied to a fruit in your garden. So once we sell this, if we ever do, the one that we're about to get Azure on, we can possibly get it to duplicate onto something else. But that isn't really that great, considering that this thing already has a 24% chance to spread it anyways every 3 minutes. So we're fine as it is. I'm gonna go ahead though, and let's go ahead and place some more carrot seeds around here so our pets have an easier time to apply mutations and we have better chances to get everything done. And there we go. So we have our first set here. I'm gonna go ahead and get my toys in my inventory, and with that we can actually, I think we can boost this guy to even give him a better chance, and it shortens his cooldown a little bit, but that bumps us to 29%, so we should be able to get the new Azure mutation pretty quick. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and just get some more pets ready in my hotbar that are guaranteed mutations, or we consider guaranteed mutations. So I'm gonna get a Spriggan in there. Let's get our Kappas ready in our hotbar. And we can actually skip the Disco Beast today and go straight to the Chicken Zombies because we already have Disco on quite a few of our fruits over here. So we can skip a lot of our pets today, and we're actually going to have even more mutations than we normally do, but this is going to be faster because of all those admin mutations that we have. So this Crimson Thorn will actually probably literally be the most mutated Crimson Thorn so far in Grow Garden, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So yeah, hopefully this thing will be living up to people's expectations. I feel like we could have probably got that thing a little bit bigger than it is, but that's a good size, and we're going to get a lot of mutations on it. So we should make some good money here.
Nope.
Wow, almost 30% chance, and it just failed. Our Mizuchi just failed the Azure mutation. Shame, shame. Also, I don't know exactly what event this is from. I'm sure I'll find out, or it's an admin event, but we do have this new glided or gilded mutation. I don't know what that's from. I'm going to screenshot that, though. That's new. I don't know. That might have been an admin one. All right, so Lemon Lion is giving us Brain Rot now, which is on a sugar apple over there, so that's perfect. We can go ahead and pick him up. Swan will give us Graceful now. All right, that was applied to one of our carrots. I don't know exactly which one because we have so many. Maybe one of these. Yeah, right here on this carrot. All right, so our swan is done. So we can go ahead and pick up our swan as well. And I think we could boost our phoenix. Yeah, that'll save a couple minutes there. We can go ahead and boost our Raiju, save a couple minutes, and then boost our golden goose and also save a couple minutes and get those guys out of the way. But now we do have some extra pet slots. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Spriggan to give us Bloom. And I guess we can actually go ahead and do our Badger real quick to get the cracked mutation out of the way, since this one's a little bit faster than the Kappas and the Chicken Zombies. So let's go ahead and get the Badger done. With the boost, he only takes about a minute and 40 seconds, so we'll get cracked done pretty quick. All right, we're about to get Flaming done as well, and then we'll get Static done shortly after that. All right, so our Phoenix is going to give us Flaming. There we go. A bunch of sugar apples have Flaming now, and some carrots. Tons of sugar apples actually have. I'm going to pick up that one carrot since we don't need it on that then. Phoenix is done. There we go. I boosted the cockatrice, so he'll be done with the Raiju in just a minute. Let's see if we get Azure now. No, not yet. All right, well, we'll just keep waiting for that. That's fine. All right, but we do have another pet slot open then, and we'll go ahead and spawn in our first Kappa to give us Bloodlet. Also, I don't know why I can't hear any of the pet sounds. Okay, I can hear the Kappa, but no one else is making noise today. Everyone's just quiet. Everyone's being shy today. They're not telling me anything. I can hear all the other sounds besides the pet sounds. So I don't know. I guess this update has come with some bugs. All right, so now our cockatrice here is going to give us the toxic mutation, and our Raiju is going to give us the static mutation. So that'll be another 2 mutations done. And once those guys are out of the way, we can spawn in another Kappa and also get some chicken zombies going. Okay, we got cracked on a ton of stuff over here. So we are good and toxic. We got on some carrots and actually on, I think, our Crimson Thorn directly. I think it's that one up there, so I think we're good. We can go ahead and pick up our cockatrice. Since toxic is done, we can pick up our giant badger since cracked is obviously done on multiple plants. And our Raiju is now okay. He ate something over here, but he did give us static. I don't know which one he ate. I thought I favorited all my shock fruits, but hopefully he didn't eat one that was important. Everything should have been favorited, so the one that he probably ate was one that I didn't really care about then, and I just missed, so that's fine. But there we go. We have a static carrot. We have plenty of static apples. We can go ahead and pick up the Raiju as well, and we have 3 pet slots open, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn another Kappa to give us Bloodlet done faster, and then get 2 chicken zombies in here to get zombified done soon. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw some more carrot seeds down so our Kappas have an easier time giving us Bloodlet, and our Spriggan will give us an easier time for bloom. Also, yeah, some of our pets that aren't making sounds are just bugged. Like this chicken zombie has no nose. This Krupp Kitsune is missing ears. So I don't know if it's just a Roblox thing. The Spriggan's missing some branches. So like, yeah, the pets are very bugged right now. I don't know what's going on. I guess it's just a painful day for my pets. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get this fortune egg done. Now let's go ahead and boost this Mizuchi again. Hopefully we can get that mutation done, please. Still failed. That's actually crazy. It's about a 30% chance, and this dude is just failing in life. That is sad. I don't know why you're being so sad today, but you know what? My golden goose never lets me down. Free fortune egg right here. Thanks, buddy. All right. Thanks for that fortune mutation. I'm gonna go ahead and pick you up now and move this over here. All right, so yeah, we have a few more pets we gotta wait for here. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for our Mizuchi to maybe give us a Zor, or, you know, our Krupp Kitsune will probably be next. And then we have our Spriggans, Kappas, all that. I wanna make sure these guys are still boosted so we can get Bloodlet done a little bit faster, and that should be good. So I'll be back in a minute when we get some more mutations done. And I'm also, with that extra slot, gonna spawn in another chicken zombie so we can get zombified done fast and out of the way. All right, we did get the Azor mutation applied to this carrot just now, so that is done. Our new Mizuchi pet is done with its mutations, and our Kappa is watering some carrots. So as long as it can stick right here, we'll get Bloodlet done within the next minute. But we're gonna go ahead and pick up, where is he? Here we go. Pick up this guy, boost the Krupp Kitsune, get that done in a couple minutes, and then hopefully we'll also get Bloodlet done in a minute and a half. I guess I'll go ahead and move these pancakes over here just so the Kappas hover over here a little bit more and give us blood a little bit faster. All right, so I also just realized that I thought we didn't need our Peach Wasp because we had Abyssal, but I'm not thinking correctly. That's for when you get Void Touched with the Space Squirrel. So we actually need the Peach Wasp still for Plasma because that's completely different. So I'm going to actually spawn in our Peach Wasp because we do need to get that guaranteed mutation done. And in the meantime, though, our Krupp Kitsune is about to apply Krupp Chakra or Foxfire Krupp Chakra so we can get that done. And once he's done with that, oh, you know what? I realized I was going to buy the Fall Fountain, but it's kind of too late for that, isn't it? Yeah, because I was gonna say I'm gonna buy that and then use that instead of the Grizzly Bears to get the Fall mutation, but I gotta still use Grizzly Bears because I didn't buy the fountain in time. I should have done that, but anyways, it's fine. All right, so we have Krupp Chakra applied to a sugar apple and some carrots. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the carrots since it's done on the sugar apples. Actually, I think it's on one of these carrots. So pick up the Krupp Kitsune, replace it with the Grizzly Bears so we can get Fall done because I'm dumb and I didn't buy the Fall fountain like I should have. And yeah, then once these guys are done, we'll just stock up on chicken zombies and then get ready for our AFK grind since everyone else should be done with their mutations. Now, I don't know why Jandel did this, but it makes me sad that when you actually come in here now, you can no longer craft. Hold on. But you can no longer craft the shocked mutation spray, the glimmering mutation spray, and the pollinated one. You can only do chocolate. I don't know if they moved it to the mutation spray merchant. Maybe they did that. I have to actually look, but I'm sad that they did that because I was going to restock on those. But I guess that is why the Firefly is a thing now to get the shock mutation from this, since they decided to remove the sprays from the crafting. So yeah, we got 2 Fireflies though, so these guys will come in handy for when we need the shocked. But yeah, kind of goofy they did that in my opinion. I'm so sorry. I keep yawning. I'm really tired. I gotta get this recorded, bro. It's 1:30 in the morning and I've hardly slept last night and I'm dying, but I gotta do the Crimson Thorn. We gotta see what the Crimson Thorn is worth, okay? So I'm dying for you guys. I hope you love me for that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'm gonna boost this grizzly bear with the pet toy again, but I'm also going to use, I have some small pet toys, so I think I can boost him with this as well. Yeah, so we have 2 pet toy boosts on him. That'll give him a 13% chance now. I will also boost the Spriggan, and that'll give us Bloom in a second, and boost another Kappa to give us Bloodlet done, hopefully in a minute here. All right, let's see if we get Fall, and let's see if we get Bloodlet. All right, Shay's coming over here. Good job. Please do not move over there. Please don't go back over there. All right, that failed. Shay, buddy. Come on, Bloodlet, please, somewhere. Okay, only Wet. He only gave Wet on 4 carrots. All right, so I just boosted my Kappa here and we got a Bloodlet carrot, actually 2 of them, so we are good with Bloodlet and our Kappas. I can go ahead and move this over here. Spriggan is also done. As you can see, he just farted all over the place and gave us the blue mutation on a bunch of stuff, including our sugar apple. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some of these carrots, but there we go. That gives us some more pet slots. So picking up the Spriggan, picking up the Kappas, and our chicken zombies should be done shortly, and hopefully we get Fall done soon too. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these wet carrots just to get some of these out of the way, clean up the mutations a little bit because we have so many that the Spinos already have to move over, so let's make their job a little bit easier. Okay, I think these are all good over here. Yeah, our Kappas didn't really come over here. All right, and I guess we'll go ahead and start with our gnome now to get gnome done, and we can go ahead and put our lobster in to get Bolton done since we already have meteoric, and I'll save a little bit of time in the long haul so we can get Spinos to start moving stuff over, and we'll go ahead and put one more grizzly bear in to get Fall done a little bit faster, and that should help. Now we have some chicken zombies almost done here, and I think I can boost them with toys, and they'll be in the time limit here. So there we go, they're boosted. I guess I can boost this one with a small toy, and there we go. Let's see if we get zombified done. There we go, zombified's done to a sugar apple. That's good. So we can go and pick up these chicken zombies, and now we just gotta wait for plasma, hopefully get Fall, and we really don't need to wait for a gnome to get done or molten. These guys are technically just our AFK pets, but we can wait if we want. But since we're gonna wait to get plasma done anyways and Fall, I'll wait, and once we get plasma and Fall at least done, then we'll put in the rest of our AFK pets, but we should be good for now. I guess for now, since we gotta wait anyways for these guys, I'll start throwing in some more of our AFK pets. I'll put our Griffin in, I'll get our spaghetti slot in to start getting those done, and we can go ahead and put in, I guess, our Crepe Scarlet, and then we can do our Tranquil in just a little bit. And we go ahead and get some toys ready to boost our grizzly bears again to hopefully give us Fall and get that out of the way. Please give us Fall. Please give us Fall. There we go. We got Fall on a carry. Just got to do a little chant. All right, so grizzly bear number 1 is done. Grizzly bear number 2 is done, and we are good. So I'm gonna go ahead and travel this carrot over here into our collection. We can go ahead and spawn in our Tranquil Scarlet, and we are technically ready for our AFK setup. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just wait to fully AFK until we get plasma done, since this is only gonna take another 14 minutes. But for now, we do have that extra pet slot, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in our first Mega Spinosaurus here to start moving over mutations to our Crimson Thorn up there that is still favorited, so we can't eat anything off of that. But yeah, we have a lot of mutations that these guys have to eat off of our sugar apples, off of our carrots, so we got to get started getting these things moved over. All right, so our Peach Wasp just applied the plasma mutation to a carrot over here. For some reason I thought it was just going to sting again, but it was doing its mutation, so that's nice for us, and plasma is done. So with that, we can go ahead and pick up our Peach Wasp, and now all of our guaranteed pets are done, and we're pretty much ready to just go in AFK mode. So I'm gonna throw in another Mega Spino in there, and pretty much now we are just going to wait for more mutations to get done from our other pets, and once more mutations get done, we'll place some more Spinos, Mimic Octopuses, all that, so that way we can get everything to just move mutations over and get it to this Crimson Thorn so we can check the price and hopefully be rich. But in the meantime, I'm going to just go ahead and real quick just wait and see if we can get Cyclonic done, because if we can, then we can go AFK with another Spino in the mix, and that will actually help save some more time because we have a lot of mutations that we need to get moved over today. So it's probably already going to take an hour or two for them all to get moved over. So the more Spinos that we have, the faster that will be. So yeah, let's just see if we get Cyclonic real quick before AFK. What are we going to get? We're also going to get one of our spaghetti soft mutations done, even though that's like always going to happen. But what do you got for us, Griffin? Cyclonic anywhere? Does not look like we got it anywhere. All right, well, we'll wait for that then. It was worth a shot. Spaghetti Sloth is giving us one of his mutations, so we got pasta done. All right, cool. Thanks for pasta, buddy. All right, well, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and AFK then and let our pets work their magic as we AFK. I guess I'll boost my gnome again and maybe get that one done. All right, so just a quick check-in. We got a lot of the mutations done here. We got gnomed done on one of these carrots over here. And then in the mix, we also got corrupt and tranquil done on some of these apples up here. So we moved those guys out of the way, and we also got cyclonic done. So pretty much at this point, we're only waiting for our spaghetti sloth because I still have not seen aromatic and I have not seen sauce. I even looked up here, and that guy up there that's favorited with all the mutations, I did not see aromatic or sauce, so we're still waiting for our spaghetti sloth to give us those two. But we do have 4 Spinosauruses put down now, and that's our max. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and put a mimic octopus down. His head's kind of gone, but I'm going to go ahead and put this guy down and a queen bee, and this should help with some cooldowns so we can get the rest of these mutations done a little bit faster, or at least moved over a little bit faster. All right, so we have gotten all of our mutations moved over to the Crimson Thorn, and this took a while, bro. It's like 6 a.m. I need to get some sleep, okay? So we're going to go through this real quick, but as you can see, we probably have the most mutated Crimson Thorn so far in Roblox Grow a Garden. However, the only problem I've noticed is that the rainbow mutation did not get moved over from the Spinosauruses. For some reason, gold did, but not rainbow. And rainbow should have upgraded the gold, but it didn't. So we're going to have a little bit less of a multiplier than we normally do, which is very unfortunate. I really wanted the rainbow for this, but I don't know why that happened. Anyways, in total, we have 48 mutations. And then if we actually separate some, like Cosmic would have 49. Spaghetti would bring us to about 51. Harmonized Chakra, 52. Storm Charge would bring us to about, I believe, 54. I want to say maybe 55 actually, but I'll say 54. Ceramic would bring us to about 56. Frozen, 57. Infernal would bring us to about 60. Paradisal would be 61. Gloom, 62. Abyssal, 63. And that's about it. So yeah, this thing has about 63 total mutations on this Crimson Thorn, which is actually insane. And it's pretty big. Again, the only thing we didn't get is rainbow for some reason, not converting the gold to rainbow from the Spinos. But I guess once you have one, it can't get anything else on it. And we got gold first, which is unfortunate for us. But let's go ahead though and use our magnifying glass to check the value of this Crimson Thorn and see how much this thing is going to be worth as one of the, actually as the best fruit in Roblox Grow a Garden now. So without further ado, we're going to check in 3, 2, 1. This thing is worth only 953 billion. However, I believe if we actually got rainbow instead of gold, that would have been enough multiplier to make this thing a couple of trillions. Plus, if we got a bigger size, I think this thing probably would have been at least 5+ trillion. But I think that gold not actually converting is what really messed this up to not even hit 1 trillion, which is insane because we still had like 60 other mutations on this thing. We're going to go ahead and try to get amber on it real quick by using our raptors. So this will be the last test to see if we can add any more value to this thing. All right, let's see if we get amber by... I just fell off of it. Okay, well, I gotta... Actually, I can use the harvest tool. So let's see if we can get amber by harvesting this Crimson Thorn. All right, we did not get amber. However, here's our Crimson Thorn with all of the mutations. It, for some reason, shrank into this tiny size. And maybe if we check with Steven, let's see if the value changed at all. Nope, still the same amount. So yeah, 953 billion. I'm surprised we didn't even pass 1 trillion with this many mutations on this thing. And it's supposed to be the best fruit in the game now. So I'm actually surprised that we didn't even hit 1 trillion. But I guess the rainbow mutation really does help. And I guess the size of this wasn't as big as it could have been. But I'm very surprised about that. I'm going to go ahead and place my Brussels sprout down here. We're going to go ahead and actually spawn in our mandrakes here real quick. All right, and then we're going to spawn in our apple gazelle as well. And as you can see, I actually did get some mutations done. I AFK'd the Dawnbound mutation again for my Ascended Mooncat. And while we AFK'd, we did get Celestial done, Frozen, Sun-Dried. We have Eclipse, Tempestuous, Shocked, and we have like Aurora. And then we also on one of these, we do have the, up here, I think we have the Ceramic mutation done as well. So we did get a lot of the mutations that we normally do, so we could save some time using our Spinos today and also saving time with the jackalopes, so that should help us, but everything else we still have to get done. So first off, we're going to go ahead and use our apple gazelle to attempt to get the warped mutation on one of our plants here. Let me go ahead and boost them real quick just to help us out, and I'm going to carefully pick these up without picking up any of our carrots or anything. All right, there we go. So the warp mutation was applied to a sugar apple, which is I think the one we have ceramic on already. So yeah, there we go. We have warp, ceramic, and some other ones on there, so that'll help us out. So we are good. We can go ahead and actually pick up our apple gazelle since he is done with his job, and then we can go ahead and place an advanced sprinkler down right here. We're going to go ahead and get our mandrake seeds ready, and then we're going to attempt to get the rot mutation done. So I'm going to go ahead and place some mandrakes here, get some watering cans ready, and then we're going to go ahead and water these and try and work for that rot mutation real quick. And there we go. We already got rot done on a sugar apple. So perfect. That was the first set of that. And the apple gazelle got us that done pretty quick as well. So we have rot on one of these sugar apples over here. I don't know exactly which one, but oh, there it is. All right. So we're good. But anyways, we're done with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and quickly just grow our Brussels sprout here with my main account. And then we're going to actually work to get a big Brussels sprout. But we're going to go ahead and just hit the grow all button for right now to save some time growing it in. And now that our big Brussels sprout is here, wow, it actually grows not how I expected. So I'm going to actually travel it this way. So where is the Brussels? Oh, there's not any Brussels sprouts on it yet. Okay, well that actually works out fine for us because now we can go ahead and place our sprinklers down. So we're going to do Grandmaster, Master, Godly. We're going to get an Advanced in there. We're going to do a Basic Sprinkler, and then we're also going to spawn in all of our Mooncats here. And then we're going to put in a Triceratops so he can speed up the growth of this thing so we can get a big Brussels sprout to grow. But yeah, it looks like there's no Brussels sprouts actually growing. I think it'll grow right here, one big one. So we'll just have to wait a second for that to happen. I did not know the plant actually grew like this. I thought it was just going to grow like right here. So hopefully we can get a big Brussels sprout to come out of this thing. It's a little awkward of a shape and angle that it's on. It's like me when I sit in my chair like a shrimp and break my back. So hopefully we can get a big Brussels sprout to grow in, and hopefully our Mooncats will help us. I'm going to keep an eye on this real quick, and I'm going to just try and get the Mooncats to sleep on it, drag this around on top of them, and once we get a big Brussels sprout grown, we'll go ahead and get started with getting the mutations done. All right, so we have a couple of Mooncats sleeping here. They're actually all kind of in a neat stack around here. So let's see. I wonder if I can do this, if these will actually affect it. I don't think it will because the stem's right here, but I don't know if these two also affect, like, because it's over those. I doubt it, but hey, it might help. You never know, I guess, you know? All right, but we at least have two. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I think we have our Brussels sprout growing in. I think that worked. This thing is huge, dude. What the heck, bro? Now it's growing over the plant. I can't even see the dang plant, dude. This thing is gigantic. I did not expect this. Oh my gosh, and it's down here too. This thing is gonna take my entire garden, bro. I can't see anything. This is crazy. All right, well, I think our Mooncats are done with their job. I don't think they can even do anything else since this is already kind of growing in. So we're just gonna wait for our Triceratops to hit it now, and then we should be good. I don't even know where we're gonna put all of our carrots down for mutations today, because we're like not gonna have any space. This is literally taking up my entire garden. So yeah, this might be a tricky one to get the mutations like planted and everything. All right, I guess I might as well twist this like this way, just so I have like a little bit of space to see something maybe. There we go. All right, well, since this is about done here, and I think we're gonna be good to get this thing rainbow, I'm gonna go ahead and get some sprays set onto it if I can. Let me see. I'm gonna put pollinated. Yep, okay, I can spray it. So we got pollinated on it. We'll do chocolate, wet, windstruck, and I'm actually gonna put a cloud touch spray on it on my main account here just to save some sprays on this account. So I'm gonna spray a cloud touched on there, and just like that we have hold on, let me refresh it. Just like that we have 5 mutations. The silver doesn't count for it to get rainbow, but we have the other 5 mutations. So I'm gonna pick up my Triceratops since it's actually already grown in, and let's go ahead and place down our queen bee. Let's place down our butterfly. Queen bee will cool down the butterfly. Butterfly will convert these 5 mutations and turn this thing into rainbow. And then let's also go ahead and spawn in our golden goose so we can get the golden egg ready to go, and we can get the fortune mutation done shortly. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and spawn in my Raiju here, place down a carrot seed right here. All right, so I'm going to actually use my main account to spray that carrot for the Raiju to eat. So yeah, that will give us the static mutation, and then we already have the shocked mutation done over here on one of these carrots here, so we can save a shock spray on the actual plant today, which will be nice. But anyways, I'm going to unfavorite this so our butterfly can do the work, and then I'm also going to go ahead and carefully favorite this carrot here, this one, and this one. All right, so all these are favorited. That way our butterfly won't convert those. And then I think I also need to favorite this one up here because I believe this one has more than 5 mutations as well. Yes, it does. So I'll keep that favorited, and that way the butterfly will only target our Brussels sprout, and it's fine. This one only has 4. So yeah, we should be good. So it should only target the Brussels sprout now. Everything else is favorited, so it won't target these. And we're going to go ahead and wait the timers out to get our fortune egg, to get our butterfly, to give us rainbow, and to get our static mutation. So we'll be back shortly shortly. I'm going to AFK for a couple minutes. All right, so I just missed the Raiju actually eating the static, or the shock carrot, I mean, but he did just eat it, and he did apply static to some of our carrots here, and actually one of our sugar apples up here as well. Over here, we have 2 of them that are static, so there we go. We have some static sugar apples ready to go. So thank you, Raiju, for your service, and next up, Golden Goose will lay us an egg to give us the fortune mutation, and then we're going to boost our queen bee in a second to give the butterfly its cooldown in just a minute. I actually did just get a farmer merchant, and I bought all the cases in the shop currently, so now I have 3 more gnomes. Excuse me. All right, so the gnome merchant is actually in right now, so I just bought all of the crates in his shop, so we have 3 more gnomes. I just went ahead and skipped the timer for 2 of them, and now we have a 3rd one. So I'm going to add these guys to our gnome collection. I'll have to move these guys over there to our line of gnomes whenever I can. I just can't really move my Brussels sprout right now. It's so big. So I'm at least going to put these 2 here, and that should help give our gnome a little bit more of a boost. I'll add that 3rd one in just a second, and that's like an extra 3.7% chance to get the gnome mutation done. So that will be a lot faster of a mutation as we keep stacking these gnomes up. All right, but anyways, we're going to AFK for a little bit longer. We're going to boost our queen bee, get the rainbow mutation done, and then we're also going to get our golden egg to spawn in. We did just get the chakra mutation added to our Brussels sprout, but it's going to turn into rainbow, so we're just going to let our main accounts Kitsune reapply in just a second. All right, so our golden goose laid a fortune egg, which I moved right there, and our queen bee is now going to cool down our butterfly. That'll save us about 11 minutes, and now our butterfly is going to convert all of this to rainbow, so we get that 50 times multiplier. There we go, and now we can actually get to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick these 2 guys up here. We're gonna favorite the Brussels sprout so we don't accidentally pick it up, because this thing is pretty big and I keep almost picking it up so it's so big. I'm gonna unfavorite all these back here so our Spinos can get ready to eat everything back here in just a minute. There we go, and we are good to go. So let's go ahead and start off first by adding some sprays to this thing. So we have Tempestuous already. We don't need that Windstruck, so I'm gonna save that. We'll put Pollinated on this. We'll put Chocolate on it, and we'll also put our Honey Sprinkler back onto it. I don't know where the stem is, dude. It's so big. Yeah, so I might need to actually use a Bear Bee at some point, because I can't add honey glaze to this right now. It's that big of a plant. So I guess Bear Bee it is today, because there's no way I'm gonna get a honey sprinkler in there because this thing is that gigantic. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over to my main account though and add some more sprays here. So we're gonna go ahead and reapply Cloud Touch to it, Verdant. We'll put Glimmering on it. We will save our Shock Spray actually, and then we'll put Luminous on it. So there we go. It looks a little bit nicer now. Hey, there we go. We got some mutations on it. So we have 7 mutations. We normally would have 8 by now, 9 when we get Chakra, but we're having some issues since it's such a big Brussels sprout. Anyways, that's fine. Let's go ahead and get our guaranteed mutation pet spawned in now. So we're gonna go ahead and put our giant badger down to give us the cracked mutation. We'll put our spawn down for the graceful mutation, lemon lion for brain rot, Phoenix for flaming, Cockatrice for toxic, and then we'll also get our corrupt Kitsune in here for the corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra mutations. And I think that's all of our guaranteed pets. We usually would do pterodactyl and jackalopes as well, but since today we already have Sandy and Tempestuous over here from AFKing, we don't need those guys. So I think this is good. I feel like I'm still missing some pets that are like guaranteed. Let me just go ahead and take a quick look in my inventory here. All right, so I don't really know what I'd be missing, because usually I guess we have those other 2, but since we don't have them to deal with right now, I'm gonna go ahead and actually spawn in a Spriggan to help us get the blue mutation done, since it's pretty much guaranteed as long as we have a bunch of carrots that I can reach. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant some carrots around the area. Even might be a little bit harder to get bloom today. As long as the Spriggan chills over here, I guess it'll be fine, but there's plenty of carrots for it anyways. And then we'll also throw in a Kappa. Actually, no, we'll wait on the Kappa. Let's do a Grizzly Bear next, because we need to get the fall mutation done. So we'll do the Grizzly Bear, and there we go. That should be a good amount of pets to get started. I'm gonna go ahead and boost this giant badger. I think we'll get cracked pretty much instantly, but let's just make sure, because he is like, I don't even know where he is. I don't know where any of my pets are, dude. This thing is so big, and they're all like inside of it. I can't even see them. It doesn't help that my pancakes are in here somewhere as well. Oh, they're there. I'm gonna move this over here. So the badger's trying to apply the cracked mutation, and okay, there we go. It is working. We did get some carrots cracked, which is good, and some sugar apples. Actually, a lot of sugar apples are cracked, so we are good. Hey, buddy, you could chill out now with that. We are good. You showed us, man. You're good. Thank you so much. That's a lot of cracked mutations. All right, I gotta pick up some of these cracked carrots now, because there's absolutely so many of them. So I picked up pretty much all the other crack stuff. So there we go. We're good. Let's spawn in some more carrots. Let's get brain rot done, and hopefully we can get the fallen mutation done pretty quickly. But since our giant badger is done, I will spawn in a Kappa for now to help us get bloodlit. Hopefully we can get it. It's usually easier to spread out carrots to get bloodlit, but since this is kind of spread out across my entire plot, might be a little bit harder today. All right, so our swan is now going to give us the graceful mutation. Oh, the bear is screaming, but he failed. But yeah, we're going to wait for him to give us the fall mutation. But Swan is a guaranteed graceful mutation. So let's see where he applies it. Okay, to this carrot here. Thank you, Swan. You're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and move this graceful over here. Now, Lemon Lion will be giving us the brain rot mutation. Okay, it's applied to a sugar apple back there. That's good. Lemon Lion is done. All right, perfect. So now we just got to wait for fall next and toxic next. So while we wait for those, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another Kappa to help us get Bloodlet done. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait for the Kappas for a second. I know I have them all ready and stuff, but let's do them in a second. We got to actually get started with our Disco Bees. So we're going to start with the Disco Bees and then the Chicken Zombies, and then we'll worry about the Kappas, and then we'll worry about the AFK setup as well after that. So that should actually be a little bit of a better setup. Well, we do have 2 slots for Disco Bees. Maybe I'll spawn in at least 1 Kappa. We'll have some variety just to try and get these done a little bit faster. There we go. All right, so our cockatrice just gave a bunch of pets XP, but they also just gave us the toxic mutation on a bunch of stuff here. So did we get it directly on the Brussels sprout? No, we did not. All right, so we can keep that favorited then. But we did get some on the sugar apples, I believed, and we did get one on this carrot over here. So let me just take a look, and there's got to be a toxic over here, I believe. Oh. And there's chakra done for my main account's Kitsune, so that'll help. All right, so yeah, we have toxic on a sugar apple right there with the cracked mutation, so that's good. So toxic is done. We can pick up these extra, like, actually, I guess I'll keep the wet plants because I'll help our Kappa actually get Bloodlet done a little bit faster. So that's good, and we can go ahead and pick up our cockatrice. We already did, actually, and we have 1 Kappa and 1 Grizzly Bear. I want to try to get these done. Grizzly Bear will probably be a little bit faster since the cooldown's quick, so I'm going to spawn in another Grizzly Bear, get the fall mutation done, and then I'm going to focus on Bloodlet and, of course, Disco, and get those done and out of the way. So let's see if we get fall done, and then of course we have to wait for Phoenix, Krupp Kitsune, and Spriggan. Those guys should help us get those mutations shortly. As long as the Spriggan chills over here, we should be good. Hopefully it doesn't wander off too much. Oh, and look at that, our gnome crate's good, so that's another gnome we can spawn in, and we can try to get gnome done shortly. It should be a little bit faster, and then we have like an extra almost 4% chance to get that done, so that should help. I'm just gonna keep stacking up on gnome crates until we can get a 100% gnome chance, so our life will be easy for that mutation in the future. All right, so one of my Kappas just went crazy over here and applied wet to a ton of our plants, but he also just got Bloodlet on 2 of them, which is this one right here, it looks like. Is this true? Is this true, Kappa? You get Bloodlet? All right, we got Bloodlet on that apple. Well, we had Bloodlet done on that one, but I just picked it up, so hopefully I can find the other one because I'm an idiot. Absolute idiot. There he is. All right, we have Bloodlet on that one. All right, I'm gonna be a little bit less trigger happy and not pick up that Bloodlet sugar apple. Okay, that was dumb of me. I am stupid, but we all know this. Anyways, we're good. I'm gonna carefully pick up the other carrots we have here, planting some more carrots down for our Spriggan and our other pets. Our Kappas are done, so Kappa is good. We have Bloodlet done. Let's not accidentally pick up the next Bloodlet sugar apple over there and be stupid like that. Our Krupp Kitsune's timer is almost done. We're gonna boost him to make that go faster. Phoenix is almost done, and our Spriggan's also getting close. We're gonna boost our Grizzly Bears again to try and help us get the fall mutation. And we didn't get it yet. All right, well, that's fine. Maybe we'll get Disco done. If we get Disco done early with one of these 2 Disco Bees, that would also help us out a lot so we can get ready for the Chicken Zombies. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another Disco Bee to try and get Disco done a little bit faster, and then we'll focus on Zombified, and then we should be ready to do our AFK grind after that. But first, let's go ahead and try and see if we get Foxfire Krupp Chakra or regular Krupp Chakra works as well, and we'll get Flaming for sure, and then let's see if we get Disco done. We have a couple pets almost done with their cooldown, so let's see what happens, and hopefully good things happen. All right, Disco Bee, come on, please. Clutch up. Failed. The other day, you got us Disco the very first try. Can we see it at least on the second try today, you know? That makes sense. You guys failed the first one, of course, but second try.
Nope.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this again, huh? You're gonna bully me today. It's not very nice. Grizzly Bear, what about some fall mutation, huh? Okay. They don't like us either. Well, at least we'll get Flaming done, and we should get Krupp Chakra done. I'm going to go ahead and also boost the Spriggan to try and get Bloom done, so we can have some more pet slots for Disco Bees and Chicken Zombies. All right, Phoenix, go ahead and give us Flaming. Okay, well, I think that's the Brussels sprout itself, I think, got Flaming on. Okay, yeah, so we got Brussels sprout to Flaming. We got some carrots Flaming as well, and also our golden egg is Flaming, which you don't really need that. But our Brussels sprout itself is Flaming, so we are good there. We have the Flaming mutation done, so we're done with the Phoenix. We can go ahead and move him out of the way, and we have an extra slot now, and with that slot, I'm going to spawn in one more Disco Bee, just so we can try and get Disco out of the way. All right, Krupp Kitsune, what do you got in store for us today? Foxfire or just regular? corrupt chakra. Or nothing. Maybe you just don't like us. Let's see. Let's see what he's got for us. All right, we got corrupt chakra on some carrots and some sugar apples, so we're good. I'm going to pick up the carrot ones as we have it on sugar apples, and that is perfect, actually. We're done with that then. All right, so our corrupt kitsune is done with his work. We can pick him up, and let's go ahead and spawn in our first chicken zombie here. And then once these grizzly bears hopefully give us the fall mutation, then we'll swap those guys out for some more chicken zombies and our spriggan. Our spriggan should give us blooms. Let's just go ahead and wait these 50 seconds. Hopefully the spriggan comes over here. If the spriggan comes over here in the corner right here, then we should actually be good and get bloom done. If he stays over there, wherever he's at inside that Brussels sprout, we probably won't get it done. So hopefully he comes over here. Spriggan, hey buddy, nice of you to join us. Come over here now. All right, good. Now stay over here. Don't move. Don't go over there. Don't do anything stupid. Stay right in this corner, buddy. I'm gonna block you like a basketball player guarding you, dude. Hey, you're getting a little far away. All right, and our grizzly bear just failed. All right, this is fine right here too. All right, give us some blue mutation. All right, perfect. We got it on a ton of stuff here. We got it on some sugar apples, some carrots. I'm gonna pick up some of them just to move them out of the way, but we do have bloom on a lot of stuff. So we are done with that. We are good. I'm gonna pick up this one because save some time later. All right, cool. More room for another chicken zombie, and then we just got to get these fall mutations done, disco and zombified. Then we are ready for our AFK setup. So hopefully these grizzly bears hurry up, give us fall, and the disco bees give us disco. All right, our disco bee just applied the disco mutation to our golden egg, which is actually a interesting pick. But hey, we got disco done. We're gonna go ahead and pick up our disco bees now that they are done and get them out of the way here. And with that, we do have 2 chicken zombies, so we're gonna go ahead and spawn in some more chicken zombies here to max these guys out. And then we'll also throw in a mimic octopus as well. Actually, you know what, instead of the mimic octopus, before we do that, let's actually spawn in our gnome to see if we can get the gnome mutation done while we wait to... Why are you outside of the garden? What are you doing? Get in there. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for that. He's being rude. But yeah, we're gonna see if we get the gnome mutation done while we are waiting to get zombified, and then hopefully we get fall done as well. But yeah, if we get gnome done, that'll save us some time later, and will help us a little bit on our AFK grind because we can throw a Spino in and get those things moved over a little bit faster later. All right, I barely just missed it, but one of our grizzly bears actually just applied the fall mutation to a sugar apple. So one of these apples in here should have the fall mutation. There it is, sugar apple with fall. So grizzly bears are finally done. We finally have the fall mutation done, so we can go ahead and pick these 2 grizzly bears up and get them out of the way. And now we're just down to our chicken zombies and our gnome, which I'm going to boost this gnome to see if we get gnome done a little bit faster. I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in our mimic octopus then and a queen bee just to make this speed up a little bit to get zombified done. And then we can get ready for our AFK setup. As you can see, I started getting our AFK pets ready down here in the mix. So we'll do that, and hopefully we get zombified done pretty quickly and get gnomed possibly done. So that way when we do our AFK mix, we can spawn everything in and spawn in 1 Spino to start getting stuff moved over, and that would help a lot. All right, this whole time I felt like I was missing something, and I just realized finally what I was missing, and that's actually the peach wasp, dude. I need to get the peach wasp in here to get the plasma mutation done. I don't know how I forgot about the peach wasp. I've been sitting here like just not thinking about it the whole time, I guess, but we're gonna go ahead and actually remove the queen bee for now and spawn in the peach wasp, so that way we can get the plasma mutation done and out of the way. I completely forgot about it this whole time, so let's get plasma done because we need to have extra slots for our AFK pets, and we do need to get plasma done. But that's one of the guaranteed mutations we missed. All right, looks like the extra carrots help because right away we got the gnome mutation applied to a carrot, so our gnome is done. But yeah, the more carrots we get, the better that mutation chance is, which is awesome. So now we do have our gnomed carrot done out of the way, which will save us some time later with our AFK pets, so that is perfect. So I guess I will go ahead and respawn that queen bee for now to help with these chicken zombies just in case it takes a while to get them done, and if they keep failing, we will see if we get them done now. Let's go ahead and just wait and see a second if we get zombified done, because if we do, we could just let the peach wasp AFK for like 20 minutes with the other AFK pets, but let's see if we get it done. Oh, wow, look at that. We got the chicken zombie done with the zombified mutation right away. That's actually crazy, dude. Also, this music is so loud in my ears. Turn that down. All right. Jandal, please fix this. Why is music off and the drenched music just be playing in my ears, dude? I don't get it. But anyways, all right. Well, since the gnome is done, we just have this peach wasp. We need to get plasma done, but we can actually get ready for our AFK setup then, because we did get the gnome done early and we did get the spriggan done early, which leaves a slot for us. So we can leave the peach wasp here for the AFK, but we can go ahead and spawn in our space squirrel for the void touch mutation, lobster for molten meteoric, and then that will convert to blazing then infernal. We can spawn in our spaghetti sloth, get sauce pasta and meatball for the spaghetti mutation, and he also has aromatic we can work on getting. Our tranquil scarlet for tranquil, corrupted scarlet for corrupt. We can go ahead and spawn in our griffin for the cyclonic mutation, and the junk bot for the oil mutation. And there we go. This will be our AFK setup then, and once the peach wasp is done, we can swap it out right away for our Spinosaurus and start getting everything moved over to our Brussels sprout here. So that's pretty good. We actually got a lot of these things done pretty quick today. I'm going to go ahead and start AFKing, and once this peach wasp is done, which is a guaranteed mutation, I will swap it out for Spino, and then we'll be good. All right, so before I went AFK, I actually just boosted my griffin here to get the cyclonic mutation, or try to get the cyclonic mutation done, and it looks like we did just get it on 2 of our carrots. So I guess I'll save these just to see if we can get Maelstrom and Storm Charge done, but that means our griffin's done, so we get our first Spino to spawn in, and our lobster, I'm going to boost him to see if we get Molten done real quick. Molten. Oh, perfect. Look at that. We got Molten done on a carrot, so that's another one done and good to go. We also got Meatball in this carrot from our spaghetti slots. I'm going to move this over here and move the Molten carrot over here. Nice. All right, so we still need Meteoric, though. We'll boost the Space Squirrel to see if we can get Void Touch done, maybe. All right, failed. And then last but not least, we just got to get our Peach Wasp to give us the Plasma Mutation, which again will be guaranteed. So once that's out of the way, we can get another Spino in here. Since we did get Cyclonic at least done and out of the way, I'm going to spawn in our first Spino here, our Mega Spinosaurus. So that way we can get these mutations moved over, or start getting them moved over here. Okay, our Peach Wasp is applying the Plasma Mutation to a Sugar Apple up here somewhere. So we now have Plasma done. So I'm going to go ahead and just real quick clean up some of these extra mutations that we don't need. All right, there we go. That should be a little bit of an easier platter to work off of with our Spinos, and then we can get these moved over to our Brussels sprout. So let's go ahead and pick up the Peach Wasp, throw in another Mega Spinosaurus, and we are good to AFK now. All right, we are finally back from being AFK for a couple of hours, and as you can see, our Brussels sprout is going literally insane, dude. I can't look at this thing. It's hurting my eyes, but let's go ahead and check the mutations on it real quick that we have. So if I unfavorite this and we just carefully zoom in here, you can see we have all of these mutations added to our Brussels sprout, which totals to 37 mutations on this. But if we do separate some here, like Cosmic would be at about 38, Spaghetti would bring us to 40, Ceramic would bring us to about 42, Abyssal 43, Corrosive 44, Harmonized Chakra 45, Gloom 46, Paradisal 47, Storm Charge would be about 49, and then I believe Infernal would bring us up to about, I'm going to say 52, 51, 52. I'll say about 52 because I think there's about 3 or 4 mixed in there. Okay. And then Frozen would bring us to about 53 mutations. So this Brussels sprout has about 53 mutations that would be all separated, but since a lot of them got combined, we have around 30 something. And yeah, that is a lot of mutations for the Brussels sprout. And this thing is humongous, and I think it's going to sell for very well because it's pretty expensive in the seed shop to buy. So I think this is going to be a good one, and I see why you guys were hyped up and wanted me to do this one. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and check it first with our magnifying glass, and then we're going to see if we can actually get amber applied to it. So let's go ahead and get a magnifying glass out. And without further ado, let's see what this Brussels sprout is worth. All right, so this thing is literally worth 4.4 trillion with all of these mutations on it and with the size of this thing, which is incredible. We passed the trillions mark and we're at 4.4 trillion, which is a lot of money. But we're going to try to get the raptors to give us the amber mutation, and if we can get that, we'll see how much more value this actually has. So let's go ahead and add all these guys in here, and let's see. I think they're all boosted already. Yep, so let's see if we get amber in 3, 2, 1. Okay, surprisingly, again, we did not get amber. I don't know why. We just like never get amber, dude. I wish they had the amber sprays back in the mutation spray shop, or you could like craft the amber sprays. That'd be very helpful because the raptors are very low chance. But yeah, so this is our gigantic Brussels sprout with all of those mutations on it. This thing looks insane. It's worth a lot of money, and this one was a really fun one to do. So I am going to go ahead and just place my grape right here, and then over here you can actually see we did AFK to get the Dawnbound mutation, and with that we did get Cosmic, Tempestuous, and Sandy, so we can actually skip out today on using the Pterodactyl and the Jackalopes. I'll save us just a little bit of time later, but there we go. Our grape is growing in, and then with that we already do have some sugar apples, but I am going to go ahead and plant just a couple more here to help us get the warp mutation done. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our apple gazelle, and we're also gonna just go ahead and get our mandrakes ready here as well. And then we're going to hit the grow all button on my main account, and there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and grab these sugar apples to get the warp mutation done. Our apple gazelle is still boosted, so we have some time here. And there we go. We got the warp mutation applied to a sugar apple. Which one is it on? Okay, it's back there. So warped is done. We can go ahead now and reclaim these 3 sugar apple trees. Just get these ones out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and plant down some mandrake seeds here. And I'm going to spawn in an advanced sprinkler right over these. And then we're just going to use our watering can to grow these quickly. And then we're going to try to get the rot mutation done real quick here. Oh, and there we go. We got it twice. 3 times. We don't need it that many times, but yeah, we had some pretty good luck there. So we have it on 2 sugar apples over there, so we're pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all these guys, and now it's time to get our grape to grow in massive. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is spawn in our mooncats here. Let's get 7 mooncats, and okay, that's 8. Let's go ahead and get a triceratops in, so it can help with speeding up the growth a little bit, and then we're going to get our sprinklers down, so let's do that. So let's get our Grandmaster sprinkler down, Master, Godly, Advanced, and our basic sprinkler, and then we're also going to spawn in our berry blusher sprinkler, as that helps with grapes and similar berry plants. So with all these sprinklers down and our mooncats, we should be able to get a pretty big grape to grow in, and then we'll get started with getting all the mutations on that grape. So let's go ahead and let our mooncats do their thing, and hopefully we can get a big huge grape to grow in. I don't know how long. I think the grapes do take a little bit longer than other fruits to grow in, especially if we get a big one. It'll probably take a couple of minutes here. So we have a couple, not any really piled up together. I am going to go ahead and throw this one in this mix of 2, so that'll at least give us a small boost for our grape initially, and then we'll just keep doing this as the mooncats keep sleeping and until we get our triceratops to smack our grape and get it to grow in. So we're just going to do this for a second until we get a big grape. Hopefully we get a pretty big one. I don't really know the biggest grape you can get, but hopefully we get a decent size. And I'm gonna actually clear my inventory while we wait and get some more carrots so we have some more for mutations. All right, I feel like we're gonna get a pretty big grape. Like, there's no way we don't get a huge grape on this thing. We just gotta wait for it to at least show the initial growth before we hit grow all. But I'm hoping our triceratops just hovers it and only will hit this and out of sugar apples, so we can get these to spawn in and be nice and tender and juicy and stuff like that, I guess. All right, let's see how much our triceratops boosts this. Oh, he doesn't want grapes. He wants apples. Okay, that doesn't really help us. Thank you so much for the... Yeah, good job, buddy. You're doing great over there, man. All right, well, since he decided not to hit our grapes, I am going to wait just a little bit and wait for us to get a little bit of a growth, and then I'm going to hit grow all, and hopefully we get a big grape. So I'll be back in just a minute just to save some time here. All right, so I know this looks pathetic, right? But I think this is like the beanstalk where it visually doesn't get that big because I have stacked sprinklers on this for minutes on end. I have spawned mooncats. I even got my echo frog for my main account, and I just cannot get one that looks big. However, if you look at my inventory here, I do have a couple that I picked up. And for example, if we actually show this one that is 14 kilograms here, and then we compare it to this one that is 23. I mean, this one's a little bit taller, but this one's like a little bit wider. So like, it's really hard to tell like what the sizes are, but like this one's 13 and then this one's 12 and this one's like way bigger. So yeah, I think the sizing for the grapes is just really hard to tell. Oh, and then also we have this gold one at 37, which is even smaller than that one that was at 13. So yeah, I think these just visually don't get that big. So I assume this is actually probably one of our biggest ones weight wise. And I think this one will be a good one to go with. It doesn't look good, but it's going to be amazing. Okay, I promise. Since we got that done, let's go ahead and finally get started with these mutations here. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the chocolate mutation. Windstruck. We'll throw a pollinated spray on there. And then that is 4 mutations, or that's only 3. I can't count. All right, well, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go to my main account here. We're going to apply some sprays from over here. So on this account, we'll go ahead and apply a cloud touch spray, and then we will also apply glimmering spray, I guess, just since we can buy those and those are easy to get. All right, and with that, now we have 5 mutations that can be converted to rainbows. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our queen bee, and we're gonna spawn in our butterfly here. Queen bee will cool down the butterfly because it has an insanely long cooldown, and then this guy will convert to a rainbow grape, and then we can get started with actually getting mutations. However, we're going to also go ahead and spawn in our golden goose today to get this guy started to lay us a fortune egg, which will save us some time. And then we're also going to go ahead and start spawning in some carrot seeds, and we're going to spawn in some of our pets that are guaranteed mutations since they go pretty quick. So we're going to go ahead and spawn in our lemon lion to get our lemon lion out of the way, since this guy will give us brain rot in about 5 minutes. We're going to spawn in our swan to give us graceful in about 5 minutes. We can do the same for our cockatrice here, and we'll also go ahead and get our badger out of the way today, or like right now. So we get the crack mutation done in about 2 minutes or under 2 minutes. And I guess we get one more guaranteed pet mutation done. So let's see what else we got in here. We don't need our jackalopes or our pterodactyls today because we do have Sandy and Tempestuous over here in these carrots. We'll save time, not worry about those guys today. But what else can we use? I guess the Phoenix we can go ahead and get started as well. So the Phoenix is also a pretty short cooldown, about 7 minutes. So that way we can get most of these guaranteed mutations done and out of the way. And then we'll get Rainbow applied to our grape and be good to go. All right, our badger is applying the cracked mutation to a ton of sugar apples and carrots, so we are good with our badger. I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up to get him out of the way. So we can pick up these cracked carrots because we actually have a ton of them over there on our sugar apples, so we don't need all of these. We also did get chakra applied from our main account, by the way, when I was waiting to get this grape grown. So that is over there and applied already, which is good. All right, so our badger's out of the way. We can actually probably, actually our swan's already boosted and our lemon lion can't really be boosted. So yeah, we're gonna get brain rot and a graceful done now. I guess we'll boost our Phoenix to get this done a little bit faster, and then we can boost our cockatrice to get that done a little bit faster as well. Since we have that extra pet slot, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with our grizzly bears so we can try to get the fall mutation done. I'm gonna also boost the grizzly bears since he doesn't have the best mutation chance. All right, so I'm gonna reboost the swan so we get graceful done, and then our lemon lion is going to give us brain rot. There we go. We got graceful applied to a carrot, and we got brain rot applied to a carrot. So we can move these over to our platter for the spinos, and we go ahead and pick up the lemon lion, pick up the swan. That's another 2 free slots we have now. Next will be the Phoenix and the cockatrice, so we'll get those guys done. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another grizzly bear for us, and we'll also spawn in our first kappa here to work on getting bloodlet done. So yeah, we have 2 grizzly bears, so we can hopefully get the fall mutation done. Kappa to get bloodlet, that shouldn't take too long, just a couple cycles through that. All right, so next up we have our cockatrice, who's going to give us toxic in about 1.5 minutes, and our Phoenix is going to give us flaming in about 40 seconds here, and then hopefully we can also get fall done, and then we'll have a couple mutations out of the way, and our golden goose will be laying an egg soon. And then with that, I'm going to boost our queen bee in just a minute here so we can get the butterfly to convert that to rainbow. We do have our fruits over here favorited with more than 5 mutations. I'm going to go ahead and just double check because I think there might be some new ones from getting these mutations that might have 5. Just, I don't want the butterfly to target anything besides the grape, but okay, looks like we're fine. All right, we're good. All right, there we go. We have flaming added onto that carrot and a couple of the sugar apples. I'm going to actually pick up the sugar apples with flaming on them because we don't need so many. I'm going to pick up these carrots as well. And there we go. We do have flaming added, though, over here to this carrot. So that mutation is done thanks to our Phoenix. And our grizzly bears are trying to apply fall, but they're going to probably fail a couple times, so we'll have to wait a while. But Phoenix is done, and since we got that done, I'm going to go ahead and actually spawn in another kappa so we can get bloodlet done a little bit faster. Should be able to apply it to one of these carrots. I'm also going to spawn some carrots over here, so in case they do walk over here and apply wet, they'll get bloodlet to at least something. Bloodlet should be pretty much guaranteed now, and hopefully we get fall done. But there we go. Our cockatrice is shooting out its toxic to carrots and stuff. There we go. Toxic is done. I'm going to move this toxic carrot over here into the mix. All right, so I can go ahead and pick up the cockatrice. Hopefully we can get fall done with this grizzly bear maybe. Oh, I got to reboost him. Fall mutation, please. Please. Failed. Okay, that's gonna probably take a while. That's fine. I'm gonna also boost our kappas here just to get them done. But that means when these guys are done and we do have rainbow, we can spawn these 3 in, and then we can also start spawning in our chicken zombies and our disco bees to get those mutations completed. All right, so I'm gonna wait a minute here to get our fortune egg, and then we'll, I guess, just wait around to get fall, since I'll probably take a while, and wait around to get bloodlet as well. And I think our queen bee now can be boosted without it being above 5 minutes. Should be good. Yep, there we go. So we have about 4 minutes left and we'll get rainbow done as well. So that's good. Let's just wait for that fortune egg real quick. All right, fortune egg is being laid. Oh, he's gonna do it right here. Perfect. I don't even have to move it. Thank you for the fortune egg. Perfect placement. Go ahead and pick up our golden goose now. We're gonna get fall done. No, okay. That's gonna probably take a while, so I'm just not even gonna worry about that. And all right, so I'll be right back for a couple more minutes. Let's wait to get Rainbow, and then we'll get some more of our pets done. Oh, perfect. Our grizzly bear actually just applied the fall mutation to a sugar apple over here. I barely just missed it, but it's on one of these sugar apples somewhere. And then we got wet started, so we should be able to get bloodlet next. Oh, here it is, back here. All right, so fall mutation is done. Just want to make sure. So we go ahead and pick up these grizzly bears and get them out of the way. And then this next kappa should give us bloodlet pretty easy. And then we have about a minute and a half left to get Rainbow. Also, I almost forgot, we did not spawn in our Raiju yet. We need to get the Raiju going so we can get the shocked mutation applied to some carrots or just anything. So Raiju is spawned in. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the shocked spray to one of my carrots so we can get static done. And there we go. So he'll eat this shocked carrot in just a second and apply the static mutation to some of our plants, and that will be another mutation done. But yeah, I almost forgot about our Raiju. That would have been sad, dude. He needs to have his moment. Just have his moment to shine. So our queen bee is now going to cool down our butterfly. Butterfly's cooled down. Butterfly is going to go for our grape since all these are favorited, and our grape is now going to become a rainbow grape. Perfect. And there we go. We have a rainbow grape ready. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up our queen bee. Our butterfly and our kappas just gave us bloodlets. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the kappas. We're going to move this bloodlet carrot over here. We can go ahead and unfavorite these fruits so we can get ready for our spinos shortly to move all these over. And there we go. We have a pretty good setup. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of these wet carrots just to get them out of the way so we have less mutations to worry about for our spinos. All right. So our kappas are done. We only are down to our Raiju now, but let's go ahead and get some of our other guaranteed pet mutations ready. Oh, actually, before we do that, what am I saying, dude? We got to get our sprays done. So let's go ahead and add the pollinated spray back onto our grape. Let's go ahead and add the chocolate spray back onto there as well. So we got rainbow, chocolate, wet, and pollinated. We're going to go ahead and add some for my main account as well. So let's go ahead and add shocked back onto that. Cloud touched, verdant, glimmering, and luminous. There we go. So this thing now from sprays has about 9 mutations, and we're about to get the rest from our pets. All right, so now that that's all good, we can go ahead and favorite this just so we don't accidentally pick it up. We do also have a bloodlet grape in there, but we have that carrot over there, so I'm gonna pick that grape up. All right, but yeah, this guy is good. Let's, yeah, keep him favorited. We don't want our Raiju to eat him as well. And so with that, I'm actually gonna go ahead and favorite this carrot because that has shocked on it. I don't want him to eat that carrot. All right, that should be good. Nothing else is shocked. All right, perfect. So our Raiju will feast in just a minute here. I'm going to boost him so we get that done. He'll feast on this carrot, give us static. And then with that, we can go ahead and spawn in our peach wasp to work on plasma, since that takes about 20 minutes. Our corrupt kitsune, so that takes about 16 minutes to get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra. We're going to get our spriggan in here. That also takes a while to get bloom. And then we can get, I think we might be able to actually start on our disco bees since we got a lot of our other pets done here. Let me just check. All right, so I was just making sure that I didn't miss anything, and I think I'm good. So I think we can go ahead and actually spawn in our disco bees, and then after we'll do our chicken zombies and the gnome, and then we'll be ready for our AFK setup. So this should be good here. I guess after our Raiju is done, I'll just throw in our gnome into the mix, and then we'll be good. And then we can finish these up and then be ready for our AFK setup. Yeah, that actually saved a lot of time getting the guaranteed pets done while we waited for Rainbow. All right, so we should be good with our Raiju only targeting this carrot. Everything else that has shocked on it is favorited. Yeah, okay, good job, buddy. Don't eat anything else, only that one. All right, so we got static on some sugar apples and some carrots, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the carrots and start on the sugar apples. And our Raiju is good, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up and replace him with our gnome, actually, so we can get gnome done. And then I'm just gonna make sure I pick up everything else with shocked, or I mean static, just so it's less. All right, I think we're fine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and unfavorite these again, and we're good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and BRB for just a couple minutes here while we wait for these cooldowns to finish up, and then I'll come back and see if we get any of these mutations done. So I'll be right back for a minute. All right, some of our pets are almost done with their cooldown, so I'm gonna boost them and see what we can get. Let's boost a disco bee. Get disco, maybe. Failed. All right, next disco bee. Failed. All right, I'm gonna just boost these two together. Failed. And all right, perfect. We got disco done on a sugar apple, so we can go ahead and pick up these guys now. Disco bees are done. I'm gonna boost the gnome to hopefully get gnome done. All right, that failed, but we should get it probably by the next time because we have so many gnomes now. I'll boost the spriggan to get bloom done in a second, the corrupt kitsune to get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra done, and then the peach wasp, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer before I boost that because he has a pretty long cooldown still. But since we got the chicken zombies done, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in. I mean, sorry, we got the disco bees done, not the chicken zombies. I'm stupid. But since we got disco done, I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting zombified now from the chicken zombies. So we're gonna spawn these guys in, and hopefully they'll be quick and easy to give us zombified. And then let's go ahead and wait this next minute to see if we get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra. All right, let's see what we get here. Maybe we'll get foxfire corrupt chakra today, maybe. All right, we got crept chakra on some carrots, and that's it. Only 2 carrots got it. All right, so I guess I'll just move this over here then and pick up the other one. That's fine. So we can go ahead and pick up our crept kitsune then, and I guess I'm going to replace him with a queen bee to help with our cooldowns for the chicken zombies since they take forever. So we have a little bit of a faster, or maybe like an extra chicken zombie chance pretty much, because once these finish, she'll cool down another one. She'll cool down another one of these chicken zombies, and then we'll have a better chance for that. All right, so our Spriggan is now going to give us the blue mutation. It's kind of far away from... Oh, there's some carrots and sugar apples. You should be fine. Yeah, plenty of space. All right, so we got some over here on these carrots, so we can go ahead and pick up the rest that he applied bloom to, and we're good. We're cleaned up here. All right, so yeah, bloom is done and out of the way. We can go ahead and pick up our Spriggan. Let's go ahead and boost that peach wasp to get plasma done in the next minute and a half. And while we wait for that, oh, he's actually stinging one of our pets, a zombie. Okay, that works. All right, so while we wait for that plasma mutation, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in a mimic octopus to help us with more chance to get zombified. And then after that, hopefully we get gnome done before we get zombified, and then we should be perfectly ready for our AFK setup. All right, let's go and get plasma done. Okay, likes this carrot, just stuck on it. All right, cool. Thank you. I hope you're okay down there. All right, so I'm gonna throw this over here, and plasma is now done, so we can pick up our peach wasp, and I'm gonna spawn in another chicken zombie because I forgot I have 5 of them, and hopefully we get zombified done soon, and then we'll be ready to go for our AFK setup once we have that, and hopefully gnomed. All right, so we have acid rain going on right now, and a bunch of our carrots are getting the acidic mutation applied to them, so we will be able to get corrosive, which is good for extra multipliers. And also, our gnome is almost done with this cooldown with our chicken zombies here, so I'm really hoping that we can see zombified getting applied, and we can get gnome done, and then we can be ready to go for our AFK setup. So I guess we'll go ahead and see real quick what happens here. All right, hopefully we get gnomed, please. Please. All right, failed. So we're gonna have to wait around for gnomed a little bit longer, but that's fine, I guess. All right, let's see if we get zombified done, though. We have this guy with about 20 seconds left on the cooldown, and then these with 2 minutes. So I guess we'll just see real quick if we get this chicken zombie to apply zombified. Otherwise, we got to wait like another minute and a half for the rest of them. All right, let's see. Zombified. All right, look at that. First one, we got zombified added to a carrot. Okay, well, that was easy. We got all this prep ready for our chicken zombies. Like, we got all these ready and boosted, and like got it pretty quick. And here's another one that failed. All right, well, anyways, we can go ahead and pick up our mimic octopus, queen bee, all these chicken zombies here, get them all out of the way. Actually, we are pretty much ready for our AFK setup here. Our gnome has not given us gnomed yet, but we can go ahead and AFK with that one, and then just come back when we get some more mutations and replace some of our pets with Spinos. So we have the gnome already in here to get gnome. Let's go ahead and spawn in our tranquil scarlet to get the tranquil mutation, our corrupt scarlet to get the corrupt mutation, got the space scroll for void touched, junkbot for oil, aromatic spaghetti sloth for sauce, pasta, and meatball to get spaghetti, and we have the aromatic shard to get aromatic, of course, lobster for meteoric and molten, which will give us infernal and blazing, and our griffin to give us cyclonic, which could be maelstrom and storm charged. So there we go. We have our 8 AFK pets ready to go. We're going to go ahead and AFK for a bit, see if we get any of them done. Once one gets done, we'll replace it with the Spino, and then the more that get done, we'll replace those with some more Spinosauruses, and then we'll be able to get everything moved over to our grape. So I'm going to just go ahead and make sure this is favorited still, which it is, and nothing else is favorited, so our Spinos will be able to eat once we spawn them in, and we're good to go AFK now. All right, so we just got gnomed actually applied to a carrot before I went AFK, which means we can go ahead and move this gnomed carrot over here, and then we can go ahead and spawn in a Mega Spinosaurus and get mutations to start getting moved over to our grape. And I think we're good. All right, so I'm back from my first wave of AFKing, and we did get some mutations done while I was AFK. So we do have pasta on this grape here, and we do have molten done. So those 2 mutations are out of the way. We also have meatball done and cyclonic on 2 different carrots. We could try to get maelstrom and storm charged. We also did get corrupt done, and I got to climb up to my sugar apples to see what else went on up here. More molten, more meatballs. But yeah, it looks like a lot of this stuff got moved over that we had up here, but I also have to check the actual plant to see what we got applied. Okay, we also have oil done. Like, we got some decent ones done. There's probably more. Oh, and tranquil's done. All right, so there's probably more on the actual grape. We'll have to just look. But our griffin's done with cyclonic. Our spaghetti sloth maybe still needs to give us aromatic. I'll have to look at the grape. The junk bot is done. We got oil, and then we got tranquil, and we got corrupt. So it looks like we still have our lobster, spaghetti sloth, and space squirrel. So real quick, I am going to just go ahead and take a look on here to see what's got moved over while I was gone. I can't really tell because these are in the way. There we go. Okay, so we do have aromatic done. It looks like we still need sauce. It's the only mutation we need from our spaghetti sloth. So we just need to get sauce. And I think we still need like the other ones. So we still need meteoric and stuff. So, okay. Yeah, so we made some decent progress. I thought we'd be a little bit further along, but at least we can get our spiners to start moving stuff over. So that is good enough for now. Let's go ahead and refavorite this grape. And yeah, we already got pasta moved over, and we can use this one for molten, and that should be good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and replace those pets that we picked up with some more spinos. Actually, let me go ahead and boost the space scroll real quick to see if we get void touch. I didn't see it on anything, but let me see. Okay, well, now we literally have it on the grape, so that works. Void touch is done now. So now it looks like we just need to get sauce, which I guess I can boost the spaghetti sloth to see if we'll get it done, and then we just need to get meteoric done. And that seems to be the rest of them. I'll go ahead and boost these guys, see if we get it, but besides that, we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in then our other mega spinosaurus, regular spinosaurus, other regular spinosaurus, and I guess I'll do a mimic octopus in the mix as well, and we'll also get our queen bee. And with all that, we should have a really speedy process of getting the rest of our mutations moved over to our favorited grape, and then having a grape with every mutation in Grow Garden. All right, it has been a few hours and we are back to our grape with all of these mutations on it. As you can see here, we have all of these mutations. We even got Maelstrom and Storm Charge today, so they didn't combine, which is actually nice for some extra multipliers. So in total, we have 36 mutations on our grape. However, if we separate Cosmic, we'd have about 37. Separate Spaghetti, 39. Abyssal, 40. Corrosive, 41. Harmonized Chakra, 42. Maelstrom would bring us to about 44, I want to say. Gloom, 45. Paradisal, 46. Storm Charge would be about 48. And Infernal would bring us to about 50 mutations on this grape. So this grape actually has about 50 mutations total on it. We got a lot on this thing with some really good multipliers on it. And we're going to go ahead and use our magnifying glass first to see the value. And then we're going to try to get amber on it with our raptors. So let's go ahead and check the value of our grape without further ado. In 3, 2, 1, boom. Our grape is worth 69 million, which isn't the best, but the grape really isn't one of the best seeds that you can get in the shop. However, we got this thing to almost 100 million, which is still pretty good. Oh wait, hold on. Am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. What am I saying? That's 69 billion. Why can't I count right now? Hold on. Okay, I'm actually tripping. I'm sorry. This thing is worth 69 billion. 69.1 billion actually. So that's 100 million mark. That's 69 billion. So we actually did get in the billion marks with this grape. Sorry.
I don't know what I'm saying.
But yeah, this thing is worth 69 billion, which is actually really good for a grape. And again, like I was saying, this isn't one of the best seeds that you can get. And the fact that we got this thing to be 69 billion is actually very, very good. So I'm going to go ahead and try to see if we can get amber on it now with our raptors. Let's go ahead and spawn all these guys in. All right, there we go. And they all are about to end with their boost. So let's go ahead and pick this up quick.
Nope.
All right, we did not get amber though on it still, but I mean, this thing is pretty good. 69 billion for this grape. I mean, look how insane it looks. You can't even really see what's going on, but I guess you can tell it's a grape with the void touched effect flying around. That's close enough. But yeah, this grape is worth 69 billion with about like 50 mutations on it again. So pretty good overall. So we're gonna go ahead and place this down. And usually I would go ahead and start growing some extra sugar apples and use my apple gazelle to try to get the warp mutation. However, currently I think the apple gazelle is broken right now. A lot of people are still reporting that it's broken. In last video we had issues with trying to get warped. I'll pick up a couple sugar apples here just to see if we get anything, but looks like we usually only just get dupes and it has a really hard time to give us anything else. So yeah, I believe the apple gazelle is still a bugged pet at the moment, which is unfortunate. So we might have to skip out on the warp mutation until it gets fixed. I did report that to Brighter, but I don't know when that's going to get fixed for us. All right, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and I guess just place some carrot seeds so we have some extra carrots here for mutations. Let's go ahead and also move this pancake stack back over here to where we're going to grow that multi-trap, so our mooncats will be ready for that. Even though the apple gazelle doesn't work, we can still put an advanced sprinkler over here, get our mandrakes to spawn in, and get the rot mutation done, because this actually still works at least. So I'm just gonna go ahead and place a couple of mandrake seeds here. We're gonna use a watering can, and then this should spread the rot mutation to something so we can at least get rot done. All right, there we go. We got it applied to a carrot. Got rot ready, so I'll throw that in there, and we're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these mandrakes now. And to speed this up a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and head over here on my main account real quick. Oh, hey, look at that. We have a nighttime event, which is perfect for getting moonlit done now. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit grow all on my main account, and that will give us this multi-trap here. So we're gonna go ahead and just collect the heads off of this. And I'm also gonna real quick just throw a night staff down so we can get moonlit done for sure. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my sprinklers ready on this multi-trap here. So let's go ahead and place our grandmaster sprinkler down. do our master, godly, advanced, basic, and then we'll go ahead and get some mooncat spawned in here. And there we go. We just got the moonlit event applied to something. But all right, we got our mooncats to spawn in. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in one triceratops just to help hit this thing and to make it grow a little bit faster so we can get a big multi-trap head to grow on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on this for a second, and we'll be back in just a minute when we have a big multi-trap here, because it's gonna probably take a couple minutes. So one sec. All right, so a little bit of time went by and we have our multi-traps done. So these look pretty good. Obviously, this one's the biggest one. It's literally like consuming my sugar apples over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this one and this, get one right here if I can. Can I? Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and travel this so it faces this way instead now, so we can see our sugar apples and stuff. But there you go. Here's our multi-trap. And first things first, we got to get it to become rainbows. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all of these pets we have placed down. We're gonna go ahead and apply the cloud touch spray to it. Pollinated. We'll apply chocolate to it. I guess we'll use some. Actually, I'm going to save some of these and go on my main account for the next couple ones. So let me grab some sprays on this account. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a windstruck on it. And then I guess finally, I'm kind of getting low on sprays and they moved them all. You can't really craft them anymore, which is annoying, but I'm going to go ahead and use my honey glaze sprinkler. And now this should have, yeah, multiple mutations. We have 5, which is enough to convert this thing to rainbow. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my queen bee to get the cooldown started for this guy. So then that queen bee will cool down our butterfly, and the butterfly will take all of those mutations and convert that thing to rainbow. So that'll be good. All right. And then in the meantime, I'm going to come over here on my main account. We're going to spray this carrot right here with the shocked spray. So now I have this shocked carrot here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my Raiju, and we're going to start getting some of our guaranteed mutations done. So the Raiju will go ahead and eat that carrot, give us static on some other fruits. We'll go ahead and spawn in our lemon lion for brain rot. We'll spawn in a pterodactyl to get tempestuous done, cockatrice for toxic, Phoenix for flaming, the swan for graceful, and I believe that's all we can place down right now. Yeah, we're maxed out. So we're gonna wait to get some of these mutations done and start getting our guaranteed mutations done and out of the way, because our butterfly has the longest cooldown, so our queen bee will only target the butterfly, and we can get these guys out of the way before then and get a little bit ahead of the game here. So I'm also gonna go ahead and place down a couple more carrot seeds just so we have some more room to work with for mutations, and to make sure, you know, when we get the static done, it'll actually apply to a carrot, because I'm sure some mutations will go on this multi-trap, but they're going to become rainbow, so we want to make sure we get as many as we can on carrots and sugar apples so we don't lose them when this becomes rainbow here. Let's go ahead and let these pets wait a couple minutes, and we'll be back when we get some mutations done. All right, our Kitsune for my main accounts over here are about to apply chakra to something, or foxfire chakra. Okay, we got chakra done on a sugar apple, so we'll take that. We might still get foxfire chakra, but at least that is done and out of the way. All right, so our swan's about to give us graceful, and our lemon lion's about to give us brain rot. Hopefully they don't apply to the multi-trap. I mean, if they do, they both only have like a 5-minute cooldown, so it should be fine. But hopefully they actually just apply it to some carrots. But let's see what they do here. All right, lemon lion. Okay, perfect. Carrot and graceful was applied to sugar apple, so perfect. We are done with our swan. We are done with our lemon lion. So another 2 pet slots we can go ahead and use. So I'm gonna move this carrot over here real quick. Can I place this down, please? I just realized there's a man face in there. That's scary. I'm being watched. Anyways, besides the man phase, let's go ahead and get our Badger down now to give us crack. That should be pretty quick. We're going to get our Mizuchi down as well to give us Azure. This one as well should be pretty quick. He has a really fast cooldown, and that's our other 2 slots taken for now. So we'll just wait until our other pets give us some more mutations. But Phoenix is next, so we can go and get Flaming done. All right, here comes the Flaming mutation. It's going to get on a bunch of stuff here. We got another multi-trap. We got a ton of carrots, so we are good. Go ahead and pick up the Phoenix because he has done his job. And next will be Cracked, it looks like. So I'll go ahead and move this carrot over here. I believe he did get it on a sugar apple. Looks like there's one right there, but I guess, you know, doesn't hurt to have one extra one just in case. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and keep this one, though, because it does have honey glaze on it, and we could save another honey glaze sprinkler. So I'm going to throw that in the mix over there so we don't have to use that again. But I'm going to go ahead for now and place our golden goose so we can get that fortune egg out of the way. All right, our Badger is next. He's going to go ahead and give us the crack mutation. There we go. It's like already on a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and pick him up. You've done your job, buddy. You've gotten us cracked on way more than we needed. Okay, there we go. We got toxic on a bunch of stuff now. So we can go ahead and throw one of these toxic carrots over there. Raiju just gave us static on some sugar apples and also some carrots. So there we go. That's some more mutations there. But Cockatrice is done. Pick him up. Raiju's done. Pick him up. Pterodactyl is next to give us tempestuous. All right, we got it on a carrot. This one here, tempestuous. I'll go ahead and move this over here into the mix. So Pterodactyl's done as well. We can go ahead and boost this Mizuchi to give us a better chance for Azure, maybe. Maybe we'll get it done now. Let's see. Failed. Okay, well, that might take a little bit longer than the other ones, but there we go. We have a lot of pets done already, a lot of our guaranteed ones, so that's going to help us. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of these extra mutated carrots and stuff just to get them out of the way. All right, I think we're good. So everything, which is only this one carrot, is favorited, so that won't get targeted by our butterfly, and we have a lot of our pets done. So I'm going to go ahead and boost our queen bee so we can get rainbow done and out of the way a little bit faster, and then in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 jackalopes to get sandy done, and 2 of our grizzly bears to try and get fall done. And then next we'll focus on our kappa, spriggan, our disco bees, and our chicken zombies. And I'll also go through and just make sure there's nothing else that I'm missing. I'll dig through the whole list here. Oh, we gotta get our peach wasp done. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and boost these grizzly bears because fall is usually a annoying one to get. It takes a while, so I'm gonna boost them. And I don't actually have any small pet toys. I thought I did, so medium ones will work for now, and jackalopes are both boosted now as well. Hopefully get sandy done quick. Well, let's see if we get Azor done. Maybe. Failed. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and wait a couple minutes here to get rainbow done, and then I guess we'll come back if we do end up getting sandy or fall done. So we'll be back in a second. I just missed it. I was doing some crafting, but we did just get fall from our grizzly bears applied to one of our sugar apples, so these guys are done. Which one did you apply it to, or am I crazy? I swear I just saw fall. Where was fall? Oh, here it is, on this pollinated sugar apple. So we do have pollinated on here as well, so we can save that spray. But yeah, there we go. We have that done. Grizzly bears are done, out of the way. So I guess we'll get our peach wasp ready here to give us the plasma mutation, and now we're gonna go ahead and just let our queen bee cool down our butterfly, and hopefully I favorited everything that has 5 mutations plus, so we'll only target that multi-trap. Oh, well, I forgot I just spawned in my peach wasp. I should have waited, and now we have to wait longer for the butterfly. Okay. The queen bee, we don't even need the queen bee because the butterfly is just going to go for it. But at least we've been getting mutations done, so we're not really behind or anything. But, okay, I'm stupid and dumb. We already know this. But we did just get plasma done, so we don't have to wait for that now. That's good, right? So plasma's on this sugar apple here. So I'm gonna go ahead and boost this Masuchi then. And our peach wasp is done, so we can pick that up. That's still failing. And I don't even know if we got sandy done. I wasn't paying attention because I was so shocked at myself for forgetting to not spawn in the peach wasp yet, but okay. At least one of our 25-minute cooldowns is done. I guess that's fine. It actually does save us some time in the end. Don't think we have gotten sandy yet, so I'll go ahead and wait. In the meantime, though, we have gotten a lot of other stuff done. Okay, there we go. We just got sandy done on a carrot, so that's perfect. And a sugar apple, so we have double sandy for, I guess, ceramic, and maybe we can just get sandy after that again. I don't know. Double sandy is always good. We'll go ahead and keep both of those because we do have more spinos now that I traded for, so we should be able to get all these mutations done just fine. But the jackalopes are done. Our golden goose is about to be done in another 2 minutes. Our butterfly still needs some time, obviously. Did the boost work? Because he has a long cooldown, so yeah. Usually the longer the cooldown, the more the boost does. So I don't know if it's like a 20% speed boost or something. I don't know what the math is. My brain that doesn't do math, obviously. But all right, well, we're good with a lot of our pets here. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in our kappas here to start getting bloodlet done, and we'll go ahead and start spamming in some disco beasts here to get disco done because that's gonna take a while, and that is good. And then once we get our golden goose done, we can go ahead and throw in another disco bee, and we'll go ahead and throw some more kappas in just a second. But we're pretty much almost done with all of our guaranteed pets already since we did them early. We do have to get our chicken zombies ready, so I'll get that. And I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure that everything is done here in my inventory. Tempestuous, static, flaming, got brain rot, graceful, fall. Okay, I'm thinking to myself out loud. Don't mind me. All right, we do need to still get our Krupp Kitsune done, actually, so I'll spawn that in next instead of another disco bee because we got to get that guy done. Hopefully Mizuchi will give us the Azor mutation. Let's go ahead and reboost the golden goose. Give me that fortune egg, buddy. Thank you. Azur is still failing, but golden goose is done. I'll pick him up. Spawn in the Krupp Kitsune to get Krupp Chakra done. We're going to move this fortune egg over here into our pile of mutations. So again, I'm going to go ahead and just sweep through all of our fruits and make sure there's nothing, absolutely nothing else with multiple, or at least more than 5 mutations on it, because we really don't want to mess that up with our butterfly. It's already taken this long, so we want to get that guy out of the way. All right, so yeah, let's get this butterfly out of the way here. Let's finally get rainbow done. I'm gonna get some more carrots ready for our kappas because they need a lot of carrots to work with, or just fruits, so we can get bloodlet done fast. All right, butterfly is doing its thing. Are you doing it on the right plant, or am I dumb? Did I Okay, good. I did not miss anything. Our multi-trap is now a rainbow fruit, which is good multiplier. Last video, I thought Spinos would move the rainbow over, but I needed to use like the seedling pet or even like the sugar glider, and I didn't do that, and yeah, I'm dumb. Anyways, butterfly is done. Finally can pick up the butterfly, get that guy out of the way. We have rainbow done, so we can go ahead and favorite this here. And I guess the only spray we really need to reapply is chocolate onto it, and I guess cloud touched. We have pollinated and honey glaze over there, and then on our main account, we can go ahead and reapply. I'll walk over here so you can see me. Well, this thing is moving on my main account screen. He's like chomping. Anyways, I'll reapply luminous. I'll reapply shocked, which that's my last shock spray. No. And then I'll reapply glimmering. And I think that's it. I think we're good with the sprays. Yeah, luminous glimmering. Yeah. All right, cool. And next up will just be moving everything over with our Spinos once they're done. But all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and boost our Kappas. We can get that out of the way. Maybe the Mizuchi will give us a Zor finally, and we'll also get another Disco Bee in here, I guess. All right, finally, we got a Zor applied to a carrot. We'll go ahead and, I guess, spawn in our Spriggan then, and one extra Disco Beast. We get Bloom done and get Disco hopefully done a little bit faster. What carrot? This one? Oh, it's really cool, actually. I like that. That's a really cool mutation. Thank you, buddy. At this rate, we're just waiting to get Bloodlet, Disco, Corrupt Chakra. Oh, and we just got the regular Chakra again. Thanks for that. I guess I'll pick this one up since we already have it. And yeah, Bloom. So once we get these done, we'll get chicken zombies in here, and then we should be able to get ready for our AFK setup. So we should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and wait a couple minutes because it's probably gonna take a while to get Bloodlet done, and I'm gonna get our Disco Bees boosted to get Disco done, and we'll be back when some of these mutations will be getting completed again. So give me 1 minute here. Okay, well, our Kappas got lucky. They met up right here, and this guy applied wet over here. This one applied wet over here, but for some reason, they somehow met and both hit one carrot, so it became Bloodlet. I don't know exactly which one they hit. Was it one of these ones? I don't even know, dude. I have no idea which one they hit because they were so far away from each other. Or maybe something was already wet and they hit it over here. Bro, where's my Bloodlet carrot? I don't know. We have Bloodlet somewhere, though. That's all I know. So our Kappas are done. I'll go find that in a second. That's done, so we go ahead and pick up these Kappas. And our Disco Bees will be next. I guess I'll go ahead and spawn in a couple more Disco Bees just to make our life a little bit easier to get this one done. Bro, where is this Bloodlet carrot? I have a Bloodlet carrot. I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. I'm normal. Or is it on the... Oh, it's the sugar apple. The sugar apple got Bloodlet because it was already wet from earlier. Okay. I thought it was a carrot, bro. I don't know. I have no brain power. I think there's a couple wet ones over here as well. Wet, nasty. Nasty wet carrots, bro. That is good. I'm gonna go and reapply some of these so we get Bloom done from our Spriggan pretty easy. And maybe we can get Disco done. We have a couple of these Disco Bees almost done. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get it done. We usually take a couple tries, but maybe they'll like us today and we can get chicken zombies in here instead. All right, we have 3 Disco Bees about to be ready. One of these guys has to give us Disco, bro. I feel it in my veins right now that one of these guys are about to give us Disco. So let's see if one of them decide to like us. All right, first one's going. Failed. Oh, yeah, look at that, dude. I felt it in my veins. The second one gave us Disco on a carrot. Thank you so much. We got Disco done. And... bro, we got it twice. I'm telling you, I could feel it. I'm gonna go and pick this one up though, because we don't need 2 of them right now. Let's go ahead and pick these Disco Bees up. I felt it real nice in my veins. I was correct. And now we just gotta get Corrupt Chakra and the Bloom, and then we'll pretty much be ready for our AFK setup. But we do need to get zombified as well to make things a little bit better for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in some chicken zombies here. We'll spawn in all 5 of these guys, and in the mix, I'm gonna go ahead and just spawn in my gnome to maybe get gnome done a little bit earlier, and that should be good. All right, so our Corrupt Kitsune is going to give us Corrupt Chakra or Foxfire Corrupt Chakra now. Let's see. Okay, we got it on a carrot, and that seems to be it, but that works for us. So let's go ahead and throw this over here in the mix, and I guess I'll go ahead and pick up the Corrupt Kitsune and replace that with the Griffin so we can try to get Cyclonic done early, because we do have a new AFK pet we're going to start using, which is my Fried Cooked Owl here. We're going to see if we can get Cooked done on anything and get Fried done as well. If we can, we can get the Sizzled mutation, but we'll go ahead and give this a shot because this one will take some time. I don't know if we'll get it because Fried takes a while with that mutation shard, and also Cooked we usually never get. We always get burnt. Yeah, that one might be a pain in the butt, but we'll try it. We'll go ahead and throw it in the AFK mix and see if it helps at all, see if we can get it. We also did not AFK Dawnbound, so I gotta make sure I get this guy placed down so we can try and get Dawnbound done when we do our AFK setup. But we will focus on the first AFK pets and get those guys done. All right, so we should be able to get Bloom done now, and then I guess I'll use this extra slot for like maybe a Mimic Octopus or something so we can try and get Zombified done a little bit faster, or Cyclonic. But yeah, this should be done. This one's usually pretty easy. All right, yeah, there we go. We got it on a bunch of carrots here, so I'll go ahead and throw at least one of these over here in the mix, and we'll get Gloom. Can I please place this down? Can I There we go. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and pick up the Spriggan, and I guess we'll throw in a Mimic Octopus just to maybe help get Zombified done a little bit faster. And I mean, I could go ahead and start with some of our AFK pets, but we already are kind of doing that. And I want to get Zombified out of the way first because these AFK pets usually take a while, and that's why they're AFK pets. So yeah, we'll just do the Mimic Octopus for now to hopefully help with Zombified. Hopefully we get Gnome done, and then we'll be ready to AFK. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait out this next few minutes, and hopefully we'll get Zombified done with one of these first chicken zombies. All right, let's see if any of these chicken zombies help us out and give us Zombified. Okay, first one failed. Okay, there we go. Second one, we got it on a carrot already, so that's perfect. We can actually just go ahead and pick up the rest of these guys then, and Zombified is done and out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that Mimic Octopus there, and we're gonna move this Zombified carrot into the mix over here, and we are pretty much ready for our AFK setup now. So I guess I'll go ahead and boost this Griffin to try and get Cyclonic done a little bit faster, but we're gonna go ahead and get our AFK setup ready. So we do have Gnome for Gnomed, Griffin for Cyclonic, which could be Maelstrom and Storm Charge. We'll go ahead and get a Lobster in here for Molten, Meteoric, and that'll become Blazing and Infernal. Go ahead and get our Aromatic Spaghetti Sloth for Sauce, Pasta, and Meatballs to give us the Spaghetti mutation, and get the Aromatic Shard mutation from that. Get our Corrupted Scarlet Macaw in here, and I guess let's go ahead and see. We need to get our Junk Bot for the Oil mutation, and we do need to get our Tranquil Scarlet out as well. And I feel like I'm missing one of our AFK pets that I normally have in the mix. Oh, you know what? We got to get our Space Squirrel done. That's what it is. All right. So that will give us Void Touched. And then once these guys are done, we'll swap out with the Fried Cooked Owl to try to get Sizzled done, Sended Mooncat to get Dawnbound done, and then we'll also get some Spinos in here to start getting everything moved over to our big multi-trap plant. And we'll come back in a little bit, see what mutations we got, swap some pets out, and get this multi-trap to be a very, very nice multi-trap, very expensive multi-trap. And we'll also see if our Griffin gives us Cyclonic in the next minute. But obviously, if we skip ahead a little bit further than that, then you know we did not get Cyclonic this first round. Yeah, it's only been about a minute, but we got the Cyclonic mutation on 3 of our carrots. Our Griffin just saved us there, because now we can actually get our Scented Mooncat spawned in and work on getting Dawnbound, because that's actually going to take quite some time to get that. So we have 3 Cyclonic carrots. I'm only going to take 2 of these so we can get Maelstrom and Storm Charge, possibly, depending on what order we get that mixed in. So we'll go ahead and throw these over here. All right, we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and continue with our AFKing and hopefully get these mutations done pretty quickly. We AFK'd for about our first hour here, and while I was AFK, my game just died. Roblox disconnected me. I don't know if there's a new system in place where you can't like AFK. I mean, I know you can't, but I had an auto clicker going and it still made me disconnect, so I'm not sure what happened. But anyways, the only really mutation I've seen is that we got all the spaghetti ones done, but we still need aromatic, so we can't swap out our spaghetti sloth just yet. But we did get Tranquil done at least, so this one is like one of the only ones we got done, because I don't even know what time I disconnected. We also did get an Aurora a little bit ago, and we have another one going on now, so we did get Aurora mixed in here somewhere. Anyways, yeah, so our Mooncat has been completely reset, and I gotta wait a very long time still, which is not fun for me, but at least, hey, we got Tranquil done, so I can pick that guy up, and I think that was it. But we can at least get our first mega spot. Actually, no, we can't get that in here, because we got to get our Fried Cooked Owl in here to try and give us Sizzled. So still no Spinos yet, but hopefully that'll change soon. Hopefully we can actually get some of these other pets done this time and come back to a better setup here. I think to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and just pick up all these carrots, because all the pets we have now aren't like a area effect mutation pet. They're all ones that will just directly apply to fruits. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just pick up all these carrots, get them out of the way, and that should help us a little bit, and we can just get everything applied to these carrots and those sugar apples. So I'll get all these out of the way, so it'll be a little bit easier for us later with the Spinos. But yeah, hopefully we can actually get some of these mutations done, because we didn't get any done since that broke. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and AFK now, and hopefully we come back to actually some mutations being done. All right, so we were still struggling a bit today after AFKing for another hour. The only mutations I've noticed that we got in the mix over here was the corrupt mutation on a sugar apple up here, so we can pick up our corrupted scarlet. We also did get fried done, but we did not get cooked done yet. We have burnt, but we need to get cooked so we can get sizzled. And we did get gnome done, so that's good, so we can pick up our gnome. But we still need to wait for Dawnbound, which is going to take a couple more hours. Of course, we need aromatic from our spaghetti sloth, and then we still need to get oil. I think we still need both molten and meteoric. We need void touched, and then again we just need cooked. So we didn't get a lot of stuff done. I'm even double checking through here, and we still need a lot. So we at least got 2 more pets done. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 Mega Spinosauruses to start getting stuff moved over to our multi-trap. But yeah, we're struggling a bit. We have a lot of mutations we still need to get, and we have not gotten within the last hour. I expected more progress, but hey man, I guess the one good thing is the gnome merchant's back, so more crates for our gnome pet to give us the gnome mutation in the future. But hopefully we can get the rest of these done. Oh, actually, it looks like we did get meteoric done up there on a sugar apple, but I don't see molten anywhere. Oh, we did get molten done. Okay, so we're a little bit further ahead than I thought. Okay, that's good. So we can actually pick up our lobster. I'm just dumb, I didn't see those. And we could spawn in another Spino. All right, so this looks kind of crazy. We're literally getting a sandstorm and a sun god event at the same exact time. So it's very bright and hurting my eyes. But so on our multi-trap here, we did get everything moved over with our Spinosauruses, and we finally just got Dawnbound done. The toy actually boosted my Mooncat with a Dawnbound mutation by about an hour, so I saved about an hour of waiting, which is really useful. But anyways, as you can see here, our multi-trap has a bunch of mutations on here. We have 37 mutations total, and the only thing I can tell you that I noticed is that Verdant did not become Paradisal. We did not get Paradisal today, which is a little annoying because, you know, usually we get Paradisal, but there's just not been a heat wave event all day. And the other thing that has been a pain was that we sat here for hours with a cooked owl, and we got burnt and fried multiple times, but we never got cooked, which means we never got the sizzled mutation. So that's kind of out of the picture. But with 37 mutations, if we actually separate some of these like spaghetti, we'd be at about 39 mutations. Harmonized chocolate would bring us to about 40, abyssal 41, gloom 42, infernal would bring us to about I want to say 45, ceramic would bring us to about 47, storm charged about 49, and I believe that's everything separated. So about 49 mutations total on this multi-trap, which is pretty good considering we didn't have any admin events today. And this thing I'm hoping is worth a lot of money, so we're gonna go ahead and grab a magnifying glass and throw it in our hotbar here. And without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the value of this multi-trap with all of these mutations, and hopefully it's worth it. And then after, we'll try to get the amber mutation on it and see if it bumps up at all. But let's go ahead and check the value on 3, 2, 1. So this multi-trap is worth 2.2 trillion, which is actually very, very good. And surprisingly, if you didn't watch my last video, the Crimson Thorn video, you might want to go watch that before I spoil what I say. But in the Crimson Thorn video, that thing is actually the best valued fruit in the game, and it was worth less. And I think that's only because we didn't get the rainbow mutation on that, because we had gold instead of rainbow. So rainbow really does help, and it got our multi-trap up to 2.2 trillion, which is very good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my raptors here, and we're gonna see if we can get the amber mutation, but I don't know if we'll be able to. It's a hit or miss with these guys, so let's just go ahead and try. All right, we have some raptors boosted. Let's go ahead and try to pick up our multi-trap and see if we get amber applied. Oh, look at that. We actually did get amber applied. So we're going to try to check the value with Steven now to see if it went up any at all. So it's 2.2 trillion. How much is it now? 2.3 trillion. So they did fix amber, making it worth less, and it did bump us up about another 80 million, I think that was. So yeah, that actually helped getting amber on it. So yeah, we did reach about 50 mutations total on this thing, and that is our multi-trap. This thing has so many mutations, and it's going to join our collection here with all these other multiple mutated fruits that we have. So we're going to go ahead and plant our maple resin seed right here next to our pancake stack, and then with that, we're going to go ahead and spawn in about let's do 6 sugar apples there. Okay, and then real quick, we're going to spawn in my apple gazelle, and then I'm going to have my main account come over here and hit that grow all button for us. All right, perfect. So here is the maple resin, and it actually looks really, really awesome. However, we're not going to use this one that grew in here. We're actually going to grow in a bigger one in just a second. But let's go ahead and use our apple gazelle to get the warp mutation. So I'm going to pick up these. Oh, there we go. That was only 2 of them, and we're done. All right, I'm going to go ahead and travel this over here. So we have the warp mutation ready now, and then we're going to go ahead and reclaim these sugar apples just so they're out of the way, so there's less work for our Spinos later. There we go. And we're going to go ahead real quick now and place an advanced sprinkler down right in this corner, and we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our 3 mandrakes here, and they all are boosted, so that's good. We're gonna go ahead and get our mandrake seeds. I already have them right here, and some watering cans. Then we're gonna go ahead and place a couple of these down at a time. We need to get that rot mutation done though, so hopefully we get it in this set of 6. If we don't, we're gonna have to get some more real quick. All right, we got rot applied to a mandrake, which is actually this one, so perfect timing. I'm gonna go ahead and travel this rotted mandrake over here to our collection, and we are good to go to start getting the other mutations done now. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and pick up these mandrakes and the apple gazelle now, and we are good with that. And then we're gonna go ahead and pick up this. Oh, there's actually more maple resin that grows in. I thought there was only the one. Okay. But we are going to pick up all these. We're going to go ahead and get our sprinklers down here. So let's go ahead and put down a, here's my Grandmaster. We're going to put down a Grandmaster sprinkler here. We'll do our Master sprinkler, the Godly. We need to get an advanced in there and a basic. And then there's also a maple sprinkler that we can get over here in the shop. That is for fall plants. I'm gonna go ahead and run over here and grab that real quick because I forgot about that. Okay, I gotta add some more Robux. Hold on. Plant, don't grow too fast. Hold on. All right, we should be good. Grab this. We gotta run back quick. Is that the right thing? Yeah, that's the right thing. All right, go. Run. All right, we got it. We're good. I'm gonna throw that in the stack. Should have had that done earlier. I'm sorry about that. But we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our Mooncats now, and we're gonna go ahead and spawn in a Triceratops to see how much growth this gives us. So we should be good. Now we should be able to get a pretty big maple resin to grow in and make some good money once we get all the mutations on it. I realized I forgot to get the Dawnbound mutation again on a plant. Now there is the new sugar glider pet that can copy mutation, and it's not like the Spinos or remove it or steal it. I'll just copy it. So I'll have to do that from now on to move the Dawnbound mutation over. So we'll plan to get that in just a bit. But anyways, let's see where our Mooncats sleep. Okay, we have a couple of them getting close to our maple resin here. Hopefully a couple of them stack up in a spot. All right, well, this is a pretty good stack over here though. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in there real quick. Let's let this consume all the Mooncat boosts real quick. All right, that should be good. And then we're gonna go ahead and throw this back over here on our sprinklers. If it'll let me move it. There we go. Okay, that's a pretty big one there. That one looks pretty nice. Okay, we might have a winner. We'll keep trying though. We'll see what else we can get. And we'll have our Triceratops hit it a couple times as well to see what we get. And perfectly, all our Mooncats are sleeping right next to this. Not all of them, but you know, a good chunk of them. I'll go ahead and give our Triceratops a toy as well, just to hopefully get a double hit on the maple resin to help a little bit. All right, Triceratops is gonna smack it. Didn't really do much for us. All right, well, I feel like this might be a pretty big maple resin. I don't know. I think you could probably get bigger than this, but I guess we'll keep it since that one is pretty big there. And I think the value will be pretty good no matter what. So let's go ahead and favorite our maple resin then. And let's go ahead and pick up all of our pets we have currently placed down. Let's get a queen bee going here. Let's get our butterfly going. And then we're going to apply some mutations on this so we can turn it into rainbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the chocolate mutation, pollinated, windstruck, and then I will do a couple on my main account. Hold on, let me grab some sprays over there. All right, so on my main account, I'm gonna go ahead and add a chilled spray since we don't really need those, and a windstruck. Oh wait, I already did windstruck. What am I doing? I'll add a cloud touch. There we go. That's better. All right, so now our maple resin does have 5 mutations that can be converted to rainbow, so we'll unfavorite that, and we'll let our queen bee cool down our butterfly, convert these to rainbow, and then we'll be good to go. There's also a small one right there I'm gonna pick up. There we go. And all right, our maple resin is ready to go to become rainbow, so we'll do that once these cooldowns are completed. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in a golden goose so we can get this guy's egg ready to go. And then on my main account, I'm actually going to go ahead and spawn in my kitsune and a queen bee over here as well. So that way the queen bee will cool down the kitsune, and then this guy will apply the chakra mutation to our maple resin, or at least one of our sugar apples, so we can get this thing to be chakra or foxfire chakra. And then also to save some time later, I'm going to also spawn in a Raiju here. I'm going to place down a carrot seed, and then on my main account, I will apply the shock spray to the carrot. There we go. All right, so now we have the shocked mutation on our carrot, and then our Raiju will in a little bit eat this carrot with the shocked on it and convert it to static and apply that to our maple resin or our sugar apples. And I know a lot of people are like, Bandites, shocked is better than static. Why do you get it? Well, you can literally have both mutations, and when you get both mutations, then you can get Maelstrom, Storm Charged. Actually, you don't get Maelstrom from that, but you do get Storm Charged, and Storm Charged is a really good multiplier, so you kind of need like both of them. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, so our Raiju will eat that, add some static, and we should be good. And then yeah, that should be good. If it adds it to our maple resin, that's not a big deal. I actually will probably go ahead and just add some carrot seeds right here, just so it will hit one of these carrots. That way, in case it does just go directly on the maple resin, it's fine if it goes to rainbow, because we'll have it on a carrot over here, and that way the Raiju will be done and out of the way. All right, we're gonna wait for this to go to rainbow, and then we'll be back and continue getting mutations. All right, our Raiju is gonna eat that shocked carrot there and then apply it. And there we go. We have a couple of static carrots, which is perfect. And we also got one of our mandrakes over here static and some sugar apples. So we are good to go. I'm going to actually go ahead and pick up these carrots then, since we don't need these ones since we have it on those fruits over there. And our Raiju is done with its job. So we can go ahead and pick up the Raiju. And then our golden goose will lay us a golden fortune egg in just a second. And then we'll use Spinos to move the fortune mutation over to our apple resin when we're ready to go with that. All right. So our queen bee is cooling down our butterfly, and our butterfly is applying rainbow to our maple resin. I think I accidentally said apple resin a second ago. Sorry about that if I did that. I don't know, bro. My brain breaks or something. But anyways, our maple resin is now rainbow, so we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and pick up our queen bee and our butterfly, favorite the maple resin, and let's go ahead and add some sprays to this thing. So we're going to put pollinated back onto it. We're going to put, actually, we won't do windstruck. We also won't do glimmering because we have a couple of glimmering sugar apples still that we're going to save. So we're going to do pollinated. We're going to do chocolate. We're going to put down a honey sprinkler for honey glazed. And then on my main account over here, I'm going to go ahead and apply some extra sprays as well. So we have the shock spray we're going to reapply. We're going to apply the luminous spray, the cloud touch spray, and verdant. And there we go. We now are up to 8 mutations on this thing, and we're about to get plenty more. We also have my main account's Kitsune that will hopefully apply Foxfire Chakra or Chakra in just a second. All right, so here comes the Kitsune, and I just boosted the Kitsune as well, so we might be able to get Foxfire Chakra instead of regular Chakra. Let's see. Here he comes. He's coming in. All right, we just got regular Chakra, but we'll take that for now. We can probably get Foxfire later when we AFK. And it is time to get started with some of our pets. Let's go ahead and go through all the guaranteed mutation pets first. We're going to go ahead and throw a Peach Wasp in here. Let's do our Cockatrice. We'll throw in our Phoenix. This guy will give us Plasma. This guy will give us Toxic. That guy will give us the Flaming mutation, which can be converted to Blazing and Infernal. We'll go ahead and spawn in our Lemon Lion to get the Brain Rot mutation. And then we'll spawn in our Pterodactyl for the Tempestuous mutation, and our Corrupt Kitsune for the Corrupt Chakra or Corrupt Foxfire Chakra mutations. And I think that's all of our guaranteed pets that we need to do. We already did the Raiju, so we're good with him. And perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure there's no other guaranteed pets. And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and spawn in some jackalopes here so we can get the Sandy mutation done and out of the way and applied to something. And these guys are already boosted, so that's good. I'm also going to spawn in again some more carrot seeds just so our Pterodactyl and Corrupt Kitsune have an easier time applying this mutation. The more carrots we have, honestly, doesn't hurt now that the fairy event's over, because we don't get the glimmering mutation spammed. So it'll just give us more opportunities for our pets to reach different fruits and apply mutations that we need. And I'm also going to restock on some carrots just so I have a good supply. All right, so I think this is a good setup here. We do have a bunch of new pets as well. So we actually do have the new swan pet here, which I don't think he's guaranteed, but he will give us the... I forgot the mutation name, honestly. I can't lie, I just forgot it. I just had a brain fart. Let me pick up a jackalope real quick so I can check out these pets. So the swan will give us the graceful mutation. There we go. So I think this is a guaranteed mutation, actually, because every 5 minutes graces a fruit with graceful. So we'll actually keep him spawned in. And then we also have the grizzly bear, which I believe gives us the fall mutation. We have the badger, which can give us the cracked mutation from the earthquake event. And then we also have the space squirrel that can apply the void touch mutation, which is pretty cool that we can actually get void touch now without a black hole event. So we'll use him in just a little bit as well. But this is a good setup for now. We'll wait for our jackalope to give us the sandy mutation. Then we'll check through some of our other pets and get all these guaranteed pets done and out of the way. And then we can set up for a nice little AFK setup. All right, so our lemon lion is now applying brain rot, and it's applied to one of our sugar apples, which is perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up, and I'm gonna spawn in another jackalope again just to help us get the sandy mutation done. And then I think we'll do like our grizzly bears, and then like our space squirrel. We'll get these guys out of the way with the disco bees and the chicken zombies so we can get all those done, and then we'll set up for an AFK grind to get those longer mutations that take a while. So we'll go ahead and do that. Our swan's about to apply the graceful mutation, and actually I didn't realize the swan is like the mimic octopus, where every like 20 minutes it tries to apply a mutation from another pet. So that'll be really useful later for when we use the Spinos. So we pretty much have an extra Spinosaurus. I'll be happy with that, so that's really nice. I'm gonna boost this jackalope just to try and help us give a better chance for Sandy to get done out of the way. Okay, that still is failing, but It'll be done eventually, okay?
You sure about that?
Our cockatrice will also give us toxic in just a second, and then we're about to get our swan done and out of the way. So let's see. Our swan's going to apply graceful to something. Okay, we got graceful on the maple resin. I don't know if it was this direct one. I think it's this one that's glowing right there, so we'll get that moved over later. But our swan's job is done for now. We can use it later as a mimic octopus, but for now we are good. So let's go ahead and pick up our swan, and let's see, is that going to apply sandy? All right, perfect. We got sandy added to a carrot, so our jackalopes are done as well. We can go ahead and move this sandy carrot over to our little collection for our spinos. You know, we can't really have silver, but I'll just throw it in there. Just why not? You know, what if the game bugs and gives us silver with rainbow or something? That'd be so cool. That'd be so awesome, dude. That'd be so awesome and cool. You would too. All right, anyways, our cockatrice is going to give us the toxic mutation now, and our pterodactyl will hopefully give us tempestuous in the next minute here. So we'll let those play out. But let me see. I think the space squirrel might be a guaranteed void touch mutation. Let me just double check. Okay, no, it only has a 15% chance. So this guy, we might want to wait for our AFK grind and swap him in with one of our pets later. What about our badger here? I do have a giant badger. So every 2 minutes, he has a chance to apply the crack mutation. So I guess we'll try and do that. Okay, perfect. So we have toxic added to a couple of our carrots. Here's one of them. I'll go ahead and move this guy over. And I guess I'll go ahead and spawn in another badger. Since these guys have pretty short cooldowns, we'll use these guys to attempt to get the cracked mutation. I'm also going to boost them to give them a little bit of a better... I did not mean to boost that. Oh, wait, no, I did boost the badger. I thought I boosted the Krupkadzun. But there we go. That'll give them a little bit of a faster mutation and hopefully a good enough boost to give us a better cracked mutation chance. All right, so work on trying to get cracked. Our pterodactyl is going to apply tempestuous. Hopefully, let's see. Okay, we did not get tempestuous, so we have to actually wait another 8 minutes for the pterodactyl. Bro, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? We're supposed to swap you out for another pet, but you know what? That's fine. All right, so I guess since that failed, I'm going to go ahead and use our grizzly bears next then to give us the fall mutation, since that's a new one, and we got to get that done and out of the way. And these guys have another pretty short cooldown of about only 4 minutes, and they have a 10% chance. They also make you a little bit of a bigger player model. That's interesting. So I guess I'm a little bit of a bigger boy now. Oh, did you apply? Oh, they actually applied it really quickly. I thought it was gonna be much smaller of a chance there, but we got cracked on a lot of carrots. Okay, I guess it's like a 10% chance for each carrot, so that's actually crazy, and it lasts a very long time. So, and it might be because this one's giant, that helps as well. All right, well, we do have the cracked mutation now, which is perfect. The first time I think I've actually gotten the cracked mutation, so we're good with that. I'm gonna go ahead and travel this cracked carrot over here. Thank you, badgers, for your help, and let's go ahead and get the disco bees ready then. But yeah, that was pretty quick and easy. So if the grizzly bears are like that as well, we should be able to get the fall mutation done. Let's actually see real quick. Fall mutation. Oh, okay. Well, that was actually quick as well. I thought his mutation chance would be a lot less, but we did get the fall mutation done and out of the way real quick with the grizzly bears, so that's perfect. We can go ahead and spawn in 2 more disco bees then to get disco done, and then we'll work on the chicken zombies after that and get ready for our AFK setup. So perfect. These guys actually went pretty quick for us today, which helps me out a lot. So we're gonna have some great mutations today, dude. This is gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a lot of them. All right, so our phoenix is applying the flaming mutation to a ton of our plants here. So we now have flaming on a bunch of stuff, including our golden egg. So that's interesting, but I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'll leave the golden egg since we got to get mutations off of it anyways. And I'm gonna get some of these extra carrots out of the way that have other mutations on them as well, and we're good. All right, so thank you, Phoenix, for your service. And with that, we can go ahead and start spawning in some of our chicken zombies here to get the zombified mutation done and out of the way, and then we can add more once our other pets finish here. Our pterodactyl is next with our Krupkadzun, so we should be able to get tempestuous and Krup chakra, maybe foxfire Krup chakra. That'd be nice. Wow. Okay, well, we got Krup chakra done, but we're still not getting tempestuous done. Usually our pterodactyl is done by now. It's actually taking a while today, but we can go and pick up our Krupkadzun then. And we got Krup chakra on a lot of stuff, actually. I think some of these sugar apples got it. Yep. So we're good there. We can go ahead and I guess go ahead and just pick up these carrots that had it then. All right, well, our Krupkadzun is out of the way, so we're gonna just wait for the pterodactyl to finish then, since he's having a hard time. We're gonna go ahead and boost our peach wasp as well to get that plasma mutation done. That'll also give a boost to one of our other pets. And then we're gonna go ahead and actually boost our disco beast for hopefully a chance to get disco done and out of the way so we can get more chicken zombies in here. I will spawn in 1 more chicken zombie for now, and let's see if we get disco. Maybe disco, buddy, please. All right, failed. expected. All right, so if we get Disco done, we're gonna get Plasma done now. He's flying to the heavens. So it's so beautiful, dude, with this PNG animation. And we have Plasma done on a sugar apple. Thank you so much, Peach Wasp, for your service. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another chicken zombie to replace him. Hopefully we can get Zombified done, and hopefully we can get Plasma done. Let's see if we get Plasma done. Or not Plasma, Disco. We just got Plasma done. Disco, buddy, come on, you got this. Okay, you don't got this. You're a failure. You're a failure in life, just like me. Just like me, buddy. I understand. All right, Biscuit. C. Failed. Failed. Okay, well, these guys just hurt me. They just hurt me. That's all they do. They just hurt me. All right, please give us Tempestuous this time, buddy. All right, finally, we got Tempestuous added to a carrot. Which one did you help us on? Was it one of these ones? All right, perfect. We got Tempestuous on the carrot that has Toxic on it, so that works. We go ahead and pick up our Pterodactyl finally. We're going to replace him with an extra chicken zombie, and then we're going to work to try and get Disco done, and then we'll focus on Zombified so we can get ready for our AFK setup. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and boost some of my chicken zombies because they're almost done here, like Shano and UC. So let's see if we can get Zombified done on something. Failed. All right, where's UC? I need you to be UC full.
What?
I'm so funny. I have no friends. I'm sorry. All right, they both failed, so he's not UC full. He's UC-less. And I'm gonna go ahead and boost my Disco Bees again, and well, maybe, just maybe this time they'll like me enough. Where's my last one? Here he is. All right, come on. Come on, Disco. 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 Bro, failed again? Bro, why do these Disco Bees hate me? Is it because of my dad jokes? Wait, where's Katie? I can boost Katie and maybe get Zombified. Please. Please Zombified, please. Failed? Bruh. Why everyone's failing me? All right, well, maybe my Disco Bees here will have a chance. We got 3 of them. Let's just wait a minute here and see if any of them give us Disco. If they give us Disco, that'd be wonderful because all my chicken zombies just failed and all my Disco Bees are failing. So please, someone, please. Biscuit or GG, one of you guys, come on. All right, failed. All right, it's up to GG and Biscuit. If they fail again, bro, I'm actually gonna be so sad. Come on, guys, you could do this. You could do this. You could do this. Disco Mutation. Disco Mutation. Failed. Come on, please, please, please. Let's go. We finally got Disco. All right, Disco is applied to a carrot, bro. I was losing hope there. I was gonna cry and then cry myself to sleep, but we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and gift myself some more toys here so we can boost our chicken zombies and hopefully get them done and out of the way. I'm just glad, though, that we finally got Disco done. At least something. That's all we needed, was at least something, man. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another chicken zombie here and a Mimic Octopus just to help in case. And I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my Spriggan because this guy might be able to give us the blue mutation. He has a better chance than some of the other guys I have. And if we get Bloom done, then we have more opportunity to use some of our other pets when we go AFK. All right, so a lot of my chicken zombies here are almost done with their cooldowns. I'm gonna go ahead and boost them and see if we can get the mutation done finally, the Zombified mutation. So let's go ahead and boost them one at a time and see what we get. So where's Shano here? Hello? There you are. All right, let's see if we get Zombified, please. Failed. All right, let's go down to UC. UC, come on. Clutch up for us, please. Failed. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I don't care. All right, Katie, come on, please. Katie, come on, Katie.
Nope.
Failed again, bro. All right, what about Bella and Mimi? Come on. All right, that one's almost done. Where's Bella? Bella, come here. Come on. One of you guys apply the Zombified mutation, please. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Mimic Octopus as well here to maybe try and get it done. Let's see. Or one of my mutations done. Let's see what it mimics.
Bruh.
Okay, it failed again. Bro. All right, I'm gonna boost my gnome. Can we at least get like gnome done maybe? All right, we got gnome done on a carrot. That actually works out perfect for us because that will save us some time later when we do our AFK setup. So that works. We got gnomed on this carrot. I'm gonna go ahead and travel this over here. All right, gnome, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and boost the Spriggan as well here. Let's see if we can get Bloom done. Come on, buddy. Here's a bunch of carrots for you, dude. Hey, don't go too far. Okay, our other chicken zombie failed. Spriggan, don't go too far. Apply Bloom to something here, please. Okay, we got Bloom on 10 of these things, dude. That was actually really easy. Okay. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and move the bloomed carrot over here. And now Bloom is done and out of the way. So you did good. You and the gnome did good. We got 2 of our AFK mutations done, but we're still working on these chicken zombies. So I guess we'll go ahead and bring in the Kappas next, since we usually get bloodlet pretty quickly from these guys with the carrots spread out like this. So we'll do that. And then hopefully we can get Zombified done. All right, so I just had my Kappa go a little crazy and apply wet to a bunch of these carrots, but apparently one of them just got bloodlet, which is this one, which also has bloom on it, which is perfect for us, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and travel this over here, and we can actually go ahead and get rid of this carrot with bloom, since this one has bloodlet and bloom, to save some time. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick up, well, I guess I'll move one of these frozen ones over here just in case, and that should be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the rest of these carrots with these extra mutations on them, and we can go ahead and also pick up our kappa, since they're good to go and they are done. And we still just gotta wait for these chicken zombies, and then I guess I'll go ahead and place a couple more carrots just to help with the zombies, so they have a little bit more reach. And we have 2 more pet slots we can go ahead and use. I guess I'll go ahead and spawn in the new space squirrel to see if we can get the space squirrel's mutation done and out of the way. And I'll also go ahead and spawn in the griffin, since it does help with cooldowns, so if the zombies still take forever, we can get some cooldowns done while we wait. Now, the space squirrel only has a 15% chance for the void touch mutation, but I will boost it. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. And then the griffin, of course, has a 10% chance. So these aren't the best pets, but these are our AFK pets, and we're just kind of getting them done earlier, trying to save some more time in the long run. So we'll see what happens with these guys, but yeah, hopefully we can get the zombified mutation out of the way. All right, so we are still struggling to get the zombified mutation, but as soon as we get it, we can literally go AFK and wait for the rest of the mutations to get applied to what we need. So hopefully Mimi or Bella here comes in clutch and gives us the zombified mutation once and for all. Otherwise, hopefully we can maybe get the void touch mutation or cyclonic out of the way, and then our AFK grind will really be easy when we go AFK. We do have a nighttime event that just spawned in here, so this will make it easy to, there we go, get the moonlit mutation done, and then we'll also keep an eye out for the celestial event to maybe get celestial mutation. Look at that, we finally got the zombified mutation applied to a sugar apple. It did take some time, but we're finally there, and now we're ready to go on our AFK grind. So there we go. So we're finally done with our chicken zombies. We can go ahead and pick these guys up and prepare for our AFK grind now. We are good to go with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in a lobster so we can work on getting molten or meteoric while we're gone in AFK. We'll get the corrupt scarlet out for the corrupt mutation, the tranquil scarlet out for the tranquil mutation, and we'll get the junk bot out for the oil mutation. And then we also have one more slot here. I know we're missing a pet. Oh, the spaghetti sloth. Sorry. Big sneeze there. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my spaghetti sloth so we can get the aromatic mutation from Miss Shard. We can go ahead and get sauce, pasta, and meatball. And when we get all those 3 done, we'll get the spaghetti mutation. And now we should be good for our AFK grind. We do have a mimic octopus. I think we could probably swap him out for something else. Let me see. I can probably swap him for a queen bee for now to save some time on cooldowns. And then before we go AFK, I'm gonna go ahead and give a toy to my space squirrel and my griffin so we can see if we get cyclonic or void touch done, because that would help us a lot as well. All right, it looks like we did not get cyclonic, but that's fine. Let's just real quick see if we can get void touch done. And if we don't, that's fine. We're just gonna AFK, and then we'll come back and get our spinos in here to move stuff over when we're back. All right. Void touch failed, kind of figured, because it's a really low chance, but we'll go AFK and let these pets do their thing, and then we'll throw in some spinos as they finish their mutations, and then we'll probably have to go ahead and also throw in our ascended mooncat as they finish mutations so we can get dawnbound done again. All right, so checking after a quick AFK break here to see what progress we have gotten. It looks like we did get a molten carrot here, so I'm gonna go ahead and move that into our spino platter over here. And it also looks like we actually got a few aromatic carrots. There's one here, and then I believe there's one right here. Yep, and this one also has molten on it, which is interesting. So I think I'm going to take this aromatic and molten one and put it there, and then get rid of this chilled and molten one just so there's less to worry about for our spinos. But we did get cyclonic done, so I'm going to go ahead and move that over, and that is out of the way. So we can go ahead and pick up our griffin, which is nice. We did get a sauce one, so I can go ahead and move this to the platter over here. We did get a pasta one, which is nice. Oh, and it looks like we just got meteoric down on a sugar apple, so we're actually good with our lobster as well. Perfect timing. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the lobster then. So our sloth is actually done. We got aromatic, sauce, pasta, and meatball. I'm gonna go ahead and move this over here so we can go ahead and pick up our spaghetti sloth. He is done, which is perfect. Let's see. So our junk bot, I saw an oil carrot over here somewhere, right here. So our junk bot is also done. Oil is done. We can go and pick up our junk bot. Okay, corrupt just failed. I guess with that, we can try and boost our tranquil. I don't know if we have tranquil. I haven't seen it yet. So let me go and grab a toy. Let's boost our tranquil scarlet. Just see if that helps at all. Okay, failed. All right, well, that's fine. So yeah, it looks like we still need to get Tranquil, we still need to get Corrupt, but all of our other pets are done, which is fantastic. And since we got pretty much all of our other pets done, we have 4 slots here. This is a good time to spawn in our Mega Spinosauruses and our regular Spinosauruses to start moving over all of the mutations to our maple resin, and then we should be good to go. And I guess we can also go ahead and spawn in our Ascended Mooncat to try and get Dawnbound done once we have Tranquil or Corrupt done. Or actually, you know, because these guys take a while and their cooldowns are bugged anyways, I guess I might as well remove the Queen Bee and then spawn in this guy so we can start getting Dawnbound done. Now, I know people might be like, oh, you can use the Queen Bee to get the Dawnbound mutation from your mutated Mooncat. Well, actually, you can't. I've already tested it, and the Queen Bee does not cool down the Dawnbound mutation, which is unfortunate, but this will at least add it in, and then we can try and get it within 6 hours, which will be like almost midnight, but you know, we'll go for it, I guess. Oh, actually, before I go AFK, our space squirrel just added Void Touch to our maple resin. Oh, and it looks like we actually do have a Tranquil in here. I didn't even realize this. It's right here. Okay, well, we're actually done then with Tranquil, and we're done with our Space Squirrel because we just got Void Touch. It's in these maple resins that are kind of like hidden in here, so I can't really see them. All right, so our main one doesn't have it, but it's favorited, so our Spinos will move it. But yeah, we have a Tranquil one there, and we also have a Void Touch one now somewhere in there. So we're good. Those are actually done. Those are 2 more mutations done and out of the way. So I guess with that then, we will go ahead and spawn back in a Mimic Octopus to help with the Spinos, and we will also spawn in a Queen Bee again to help with getting those cooldowns done. And that should be good. Now we're actually perfectly ready for our AFK grind. So let's do this. We just got to get Corrupt and Dawnbound while we AFK. All right, so it's been like 5 or 6 hours since I went AFK. And here is our maple resin after we had all of the mutations moved over and applied to it now. And so if we actually take a look here, we have a total of 37 mutations. Now they did change the way that the Storm Charge mutation works. It used to be Maelstrom mixed with Static and Shocked, but now it's only Static and Shocked mixed with Tempestuous, I believe. And since we have Tempestuous under that, we can't get Tempestuous again on this Windstruck to actually give us the Maelstrom mutation and have both of them anymore. Used to be able to get both. I don't know why they changed it. Maybe there's a different combo to do that. And then also we did not get Ceramic. We were unable to because we got Infernal done first, but that is fine. We did get Dawnbound added on here though, and everything else that we needed. So again, 37 mutations. And if we split the Spaghetti mutation, that is 39 mutations. If we split the Abyssal mutation, which we finally got this one, that bring us to 40 mutations. Harmonized Chakra 41, Gloom 42, Paradisal 43, Storm Charged would be 45. And we didn't get Maelstrom, but if we had Maelstrom, it'd be 46 technically, but we're at 45. So with Infernal, we're about at 48 mutations. So almost 50 mutations. This thing is going to be worth a lot of money, I believe. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and check the value of it one time with the magnifying glass, and then we'll see if we can get Amber on it, and then check the value of it again. So let's go ahead and use our magnifying glass in 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, so here's our maple resin. We're at 2.9 trillion for this thing. Now, honestly, we could have had some other plants in the past more expensive than this. I think the last video I had like a 1 trillion something plant. A couple videos ago, we had a 1 trillion, but a while back we had one that was 1 trillion. It said it was maxed at 1 trillion. However, Steven won't give you the full value once it's 1 trillion, is what you guys told me in the comments. So I don't know if that one fruit a couple weeks back was more than 1 trillion and maybe closer to this value, but this is 2.9 trillion, which is a lot of money for this maple resin. Now we're going to try and add one more mutation onto it to see if we can maybe get it into that 3 trillion mark. So what we're going to go ahead and do is spawn in some raptors here, and we're going to test our luck with picking it up to see if we get Amber added onto it. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. All right, so we did not get Amber added onto this thing, but our maple resin here is in the 2.9 trillion mark, and it is a lot of money. So let me know in the comments down below if you think this thing is worth it and it's worth to get all the mutations on it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe, and good luck with your maple resins in the game, and enjoy getting all the mutations on it like I just did here.